according to plan. Yeah, that's cool. I like Star Wars. I like Star Wars, but people that I work with or know me for less than a year, they think that Star Wars is like the thing I like most. And that's not really true, but I wonder why that keeps happening. Like every new group of people I meet, they're like, oh, I got you this Star Wars thing for your birthday because I know you love Star Wars. And I'm like, I mean, I like Star Wars for sure. And they're like, no, you love it more than me. And I'm like, you've seen Rebels. I've never seen Rebels. You play Star Wars tabletop. I don't. Like, you're the fan. This is a weird rant to go on.
Because you
lay out on this
people very well.
I don't know. Yeah. I have been playing the new Star Wars Jedi Survivor because it was on Xbox Game Pass.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get you a Star Wars t-shirt.
You should. I was playing it though, and I was like, you know what? This is actually a character that I could see myself like doing a cosplay of, except I would need to dye my hair red, because otherwise I could do, because you're limited a lot often by your hair design and your facial hair, but I can do that.
You should try cosplaying a different universe.
Why? So that people will think I like other things?
Yes.
I could do that. Maybe something Fallout. I feel like Fallout's the new hotness right now.
It is hot. It is hot.
Ooh, the show is very good. It's
yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna check it out today. I'm excited.
It is much better than I thought it was going to be. And not even just good by relativity, it's just good. It's really good. It's very violent though, so FYI. But so is Fallout.
Was that just from the trailer?
Yeah, it's pretty violent. But I
literally shoots a hole in a guy in the trailer.
That's true. I forgot about that. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Fallout or Star Wars. We're here to talk about Dungeons and Dragons.
We're here to Order 66 this king.
That is true. And who wants to do? Wait. I always forget. Character question or recap first?
I think character question.
Character question. Okay, yeah. Let's get a D100 roll from one of you gentlemen. As a 32. Ooh, okay. This is potentially juicy. What is, and Falvin, since you rolled, I'm gonna have you answer first.
Oh boy.
What is your character most insecure about?
You make a man say it out loud.
We can re-roll.
There was this one time that Falvin was eating grapes as a Medusa, and he got some serious side-eye, and he's been so self-conscious about eating grapes since then.
At least eating all of them at once.
I try not to eat the entire thing at once. For those of you who don't know, I eat grapes with all of my snakes and my mouth.
Thank you for being so candid with us. I know that was difficult.
It must be really satisfying to find a cluster of grapes that has exactly the right number of grapes for everybody.
Especially when you're in the wilderness and there's no one there to give you side eye.
Except yourself. Good answer. Very good. Let's go Shade.
This is kind of a difficult one. Because there's a few things, I guess. Like there's always the thing with his memory, which hasn't fully returned. There's still gaping holes in his memory, and part of it is he's insecure about what he might have done in the past that he might not be proud of, or that he would be actively against at this time. He worked with Estor and the other Dragonlords, and they didn't always do things all that well in the previous iteration. And then of course there's always the whole thing with Gaius and all that. Like, he has no idea what to do there. He's very conflicted and insecure about how he handled that in his quasi-feral state. Yeah,
I'm sure he'll understand.
That's probably the. Oh yeah, sure.
That is very good. Let's go Theo. What's Theo insecure about? I mean, nothing, obviously, but
Obviously. I think Theo would be most insecure if the Goblet of Malta wasn't around.
yeah,
If he didn't have his deity to fall back on.
right.
I think that would be really insecure. Because there was a time before he knew about the Goblet of Malta, and his life was chaos. It was, he grew up an outcast in his society, and then one day, we found the Goblet of Malta, and that really saved Theo.
Yeah.
He was really doubting himself up to that point, but it really brought into focus the important things in life.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it really gave meaning. Just taking everything to the most.
Yeah.
Before that, it was just life was vanilla. You had a colorful bird every now and then, but then, everything changed. So
The amount of birds has really shot up.
yeah, and
Shut up.
that's also really a highlight for Theo too. But yeah, it's before that, it was very difficult for Theo,
Yeah.
and it really gave him something to ground him and give him purpose.
And when it was
So,
stolen,
if you want to know
man,
anything else about our Lord and Savior, the Goblin of Malta, then please feel free to ask.
drop in the comments any if you want to learn more about the Goblin of Malta. Amazing. Did Diogenes have a epiphany there in the background for a second?
Oh no, my daughter face planted.
So she had an epiphany.
At the awe of contemplating our Lord and Savior,
of course.
no doubt.
Well, as you handle
That's
that,
what it was.
as you handle that, I'll pick on Magus. What is Magus most insecure about?
I would say that Magus is kind of getting back to the conversation with his parents. I think Magus is most insecure about whether or not he is a good person. If people like him in long-term relationships.
Right. Okay.
So he's hedonist playboy, and he does care about all of his lovers and partners in across distance and time. He just doesn't has insecurity about whether or not they feel the same way about him.
That's a good point. And I mean, you being an elf, there is just sort of more time on your end to think about that sort of thing.
I'm already watching Giles grow old.
Yeah. And at a certain point, it's but then, it's sad. Yeah. Yeah, that's hard. We'll have to see how that goes. Let's see, and I guess Theagenes. Let's wrap it up with what is Theagenes insecure about?
So the initial question is, what's he insecure about? Okay. Yeah. So I feel like Theagenes is a little insecure about his his sadness loop. Like he knows that he knows that he's mopey, and he kind of feels like somewhere on the inside he's actually a cheerful guy, but he can't. He just like always defaults to the dreary, soulful place, and he feels he just feels self-conscious about that, and that makes him sad. And that's his sadness loop, is that he feels like he's happy, but he can't express it, and so that makes him sad. Right. And so he's sad.
So he needs a few wins in terms of like expressing happiness and it going well.
He needs some cheerfulness wins.
Love that. Okay, well we'll try to we'll try to get that in this this caldera built for human sacrifice.
Okay.
Theagenes, have you heard of the Goblin of Malta?
I've heard, yeah.
Well, if you ever want to talk about pulling yourself out of the darkness, I think the Goblin of Malta could really help.
Thank you. I actually I have something to do, so I have to leave now.
Okay. Well, if you want to talk later, just let me know. Okay.
Okay, I will.
Right?
I will
I'll be
definitely contact you.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Be sure you do.
Love it. Good answers. Well, let's kick over to the recap. I know it's been a little while, but whoever is willing to give that a shot.
I know this is a little unorthodox, but could I nominate Shade to give the recap? Because I think of all of the things that happened last session, the most important thing that we get right and on the record is Tiger Lawyer's negotiations with Steros.
I second
Absolutely.
that.
Goodness. Okay.
Third that. Did you make a transcript of all of the outlines, a contract, I should say?
Yeah, can you go through the bullet?
No,
Yeah,
but
can you-
he
can you-
did.
Right.
All right. So, let's see here. If I remember correctly, we started the session basically as we waltzed into Steros' workshop, and so basically, Magus kind of prompted and had it accepted the basically us being protected under the oath of, I guess, was it guestness? I don't remember the term for it. Guest fellowship. So Steros was kind of like, yeah, all right, we'll follow this custom. It'll be fine. And we talked a bunch with him, kind of about his service to Sidon and how he was disgruntled and not happy with the way his father was treated and kind of tossed to the side in his prime as a craftsman, and kind of that he's looking to effectively rescue his father from the Amazonians, and and kind of that basically that he was open for some type of at least short-term alliance / cooperation. The party, we kind of discussed it amongst ourselves, like, do we really want to have him with us or not? Like, he's literally one of Sidon's lackeys right now. And how I put it in the group chat is like, he basically said, hey, I'm a bad employee, so you guys should trust me, and I'm like willing to quit anytime. Like, that means I'm cool, right? And I'm just like, yeah, but you're still an employee.
I am so loyal. I will go wherever they value loyalty the most.
Right. So yeah, we effectively came up with kind of a fairly loose, fairly loose oath that wasn't intended to really restrict him, but kind of protect us. Basically, we kind of had him sign a waiver, like disclaimer being like, we cannot be held liable and you cannot share our proprietary information. That's basically to the effect.
We're willing clause, yeah.
Yeah. Basically, we're like, you can come with us, but you can't use what you learn against us, and you can't actively further Sidon or Lotharia's goals while you are with us.
Right.
It's like, once we part ways, assuming we do part ways, then you're free to act on whatever you want. Like, we are directly competing against your employer.
Right.
You can't use anything you learn with us to help them, or do anything to help them while you're working with us. And he basically like, yeah, it's reasonable, as long as I get to help my dad. So that's kind of where we left it with him. We told him we didn't really expect him to help us with this, other than giving us some intel. He gave us some intel about the rest of the lizard folk and the fact that there are most likely secret tunnels hidden back down here behind the king. And if he feels like he's losing, he will try to bolt. That was basically what he told us. And then we started moving forward. We got these little lizard folk guys over on this island to surrender, freed the prisoners, and said, get out of here. And we took their magic missile wands, and now we're here ready to Magus used the illusion of an ancient red dragon, or an adult red dragon, to kind of tilt the scales in our favor.
Oh yeah,
because they kind of worship dragons to some degree.
And that
the king
caused
seemed unimpressed.
Yeah, it caused the two shamans outside to flee, which that was a good
Yep.
direct benefit.
Yes.
Yeah, the king did show, not really immediate difference.
Yep. So and that basically got us through the turtle shell, this little island, and now we're here ready to face off with the king, and he's cowering in the back like a sissy.
You freed the three enslaved lizard folk.
Yep.
Did you mention
Yep.
that?
And we told them to, yeah, and we told them to book it out of there while they could, and they did.
Yep. One of
So,
each color.
so
that's fun.
Yeah. So
Crazy.
hopefully it'll help establish relations with the other tribes.
Mm-hmm. If they don't kill each other.
If they don't kill each other. Yeah, we get halfway back after clearing all this thing out, and they're just dead on the trail, like all stabbing each other, clawing each other. Yeah, great.
That's
I believe
great.
that covers just about everything.
Yeah, because
It was a fairly short session.
Yeah, and I apologize for not having audio last time, so all of this is not on the record. I'm still nervous because I can see the audio mixer mixing when you speak, and I'm like, I know that's how it works, and I'm like, ooh, should I just stop it and make sure it is working? I don't know. I guess this would be the time to do that. If I do that,
It would be worth the 45 seconds if
I'm
it would
gonna do
make
that.
you feel more
It's
stable.
gonna mean I have to stitch the two together, but I can do that. I'm a talented 21st century man. I can do that. So, I'm gonna stop the recording, make sure that audio is working, and then we'll be right back.
Awesome.
Okay, everything is okay. Technically, we're good.
Hey, Theagenes, you were talking about your spell. Does it work on animals?
Jace?
It works on geese.
It only works on geese.
Sorry, what'd you say, Theagenes?
Let's see. On a creature that I can see,
Okay.
if it can understand me.
Okay.
So very smart goose.
Well, actually, presumably, if you had this combined with speak with animals, you could place a Jace on an animal.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. Just to get it out there and speak it into existence. If we could Jace some fish to just follow the boat, and then we always have food.
Yeah. Love it. Also,
well,
if we could
maybe.
do that to herd people to the Goblin of Malta, I think that would be very beneficial.
Forced conversion.
Oh my
No,
God.
I will not. I will not aid you to create a cult using. No.
What? This isn't a cult. What?
Everybody's smiling. Why would everybody be smiling if it was a cult?
You want some Kool-Aid?
You stop smiling, you take 5d10 psychic damage.
Yeah.
I think with the fish, probably what would happen is they would try not following the boat and then just die.
Right. And then
We
float
could
to
do
the
it to
surface,
a dragon
and then you
turtle,
eat them.
though. There's supposed to be a dragon turtle in the sea. He'd
Watch
be
the dragon
super
turtle
strong.
just tank that 5d10 and just slowly crane its
And then
neck
destroy the
towards you.
boat.
Mhm.
Yeah, it only procs once per day, so
All right.
it would just.
All right, sorry to distract.
I wouldn't use that on
I
a
had to talk
Titanic
about.
creature. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. I do think there should be a size category called Titanic, which is bigger than Colossal, because like it is weird that it just stops at Colossal. I know that, Davey, there's probably 3.5 stuff where it gets bigger and bigger.
I wasn't saying anything. I think those rules are technically homebrew, though. So
Okay. All right. I always bend them, you know, if I have because I've run a few colossal creatures and I absolutely make them bigger than, I guess technically the DMG says they are at least this size, but you know.
it's like, how else are you supposed to make Godzilla? Like, come on, really?
Exactly. I do like the idea of like a creature like a Godzilla sort of creature being on the map as big as whatever the point that they contact the ground is. So like you have like a stat block for one of their legs and then the other leg and then like where the tail drags the ground, you know, and then everything else is just, you know, blocking out the sun above you. Anyway, we'll get to that in a few levels.
Is that how the Sidon
Wait,
fight
what?
is going to go?
I don't know. Let's get back to what we're doing. So the king and what remains of the encampment are holed up in what you can assume are the king's chambers. You have this illusory adult red dragon parked at the entrance, and you guys are talking about, you know, potentially cutting off the king's other access points. So let's jump right in. That's where we are now.
Okay, so before we go running in, I think we should first of all distribute the wands of magic missile,
Fair.
and then we should also like have since we have our dragons with us now, maybe Nameless could go ethereal and scout out through the rock where these escape tunnels are.
Yes, that seems sensible. Is he immune to all damage when ethereal?
Yeah, I mean anything unless it says specifically otherwise. Yeah, he cannot be affected.
Well, question. Like force walls do affect people in the ethereal plane, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so does force damage from magic missile affect them?
No.
Oh,
Because he can't be targeted, right?
Yeah.
well, he's visible.
I'm not sure the reason, but like we went over this when we were like concerned about Estor. There was a lot of research that I did into what could possibly hurt him.
A lot. Yeah. Let's see. Etherealness. Can they see you? Creatures that aren't on the ethereal plane cannot perceive you. So no, he is invisible and makes no sound. It is like he is not there.
All right.
Okay.
And since it's been 3 weeks, one other thing to logistic bookkeep
Sure.
on. Is the psychic mind link still up, and who's in it?
Psychic mind links should still be up for another like 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
The people in it are, I think, the base party, and then I also included Kyra and Corinna and Zarion.
And they're all with you now.
And the dragons, you're included in the base party?
No.
No. Okay, so we don't have a psychic link
Yeah.
with Nemo.
The dragons are not important. They're not people.
I added Zarion to the list since he's kind of like growing up as the dragon, as the leader of the
The
dragons.
tactician.
But yeah, beyond that, it's filtered through him and Corinna.
So, Theagenes, you could set up a individual psychic link with Nameless.
Only if I can see him.
Well, you can set it up while you can see him, and then he could go ethereal.
I don't know if it lasts that long. Let me see.
I think it's at least a minute.
I think it's a minute. Yeah, which is, it's
That's
something.
enough to fly in and out, and
No, 1 hour.
1 hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Boom. All right. So I'm gonna go to Nameless, and I'm gonna create a psychic link with him, and I'm gonna give him instructions psychically and say, Nameless, we have a task for you, which only you can do because you can be ethereal, and I'm gonna ask you to go and see what you can see down those holes, especially like where they might escape from and what kind of defenses they have, and then I want you to return. You should stay ethereal the whole time, and if anything hurts, then I want you to run back to me.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, he understands and agrees and begins to float without flapping his wings just down the hall.
I love it.
Going ethereal, and he disappears from sight. And okay, so let me make sure that Nameless has only permissions for you, because I'm gonna let you move him down there, but I don't want anybody else to be able to see what he sees. So configure ownership. Okay, yeah, it's just you, Matt. So feel free to move him at will.
Okay, which one?
While he's doing that, I have at least on my character sheet 3 wands of magic missile. Who wants them?
Please give me one. I am pretty much tapped.
Okay.
Shade handing out the Glocks.
Yeah.
Okay, which way is
The arcane 47s.
Is it down south here? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's past these 2 lizard folks that are guarding this little doorway.
Can't just send an item to somebody, can I?
Oops, I moved a bunch of us.
Oh no.
Okay.
You can shift click on tokens to deselect them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Davey, I think you can move items from one inventory to the other. If not, just those of you that have one, just note that you can cast the magic missile spell. It is +1, so to have an extra dart. So that's 4 darts instead of 3.
Okay, Nameless is now hovering directly next to these fellows.
Yeah.
It is not altering my visibility when I move him.
Really? Okay. Well then, just go ahead and move your token, your character token, so that you can see.
Where'd he go?
Jay, did you just shoot Magus with a magic effect? What happened there?
No.
And 2 Lucas.
You said you wanted it. Here. No. Take it.
Take it.
Bam. I'm giving you all of the bullets.
Oh, that's funny.
Nameless reports that there is... Gosh, what is that?
I love that.
And Steros did inform us that with the king would be another Cyclops, an older Cyclops who is blind, but very good at hearing.
Okay. I believe that's what I'm seeing. Okay. There's a Cyclops here and a big old bed, and what I can only assume is a horrifying chamber pot. And let's see. There's a pool here on what will be our left.
Nameless notes that the pool is bubbling, steaming, it's very hot.
Okay.
It's got a jacuzzi.
He's now moving past the.
I'll give you a description of the Cyclops. So this thing is probably the biggest humanoid that you have seen in your travels so far. I say humanoid, something with 2 arms, 2 legs. And it does have 2 arms and 2 legs, not 6 arms. But it does have 1 eye. And kind of hideous in appearance. Very, very old. And it's just like keeping its nose up in the air and turning its head, trying to hear everything it can.
Okay. Does it respond in any way to Nameless's presence?
Nope.
Okay. I'll ask Nameless to keep moving. We're in an even more bigger bedroom. I'm assuming this is the king.
Yes, this is the king right there. He is behind the corner, and he's holding the walkie-talkie that you had spoken to to him earlier. You can see he is he's darting his eyes between, the corner towards where you guys are, and and this rock right here.
Okay. I instruct him to investigate that rock.
Yeah, you can see on the let's have Nameless roll an investigation check.
Okay.
Dun dun dun! First roll.
Nameless investigation. What was that?
Nothing.
Okay. No.
Nice.
Wow.
Please let it be able to be locked from the other side.
So Nameless sees what looks like a... This is going to be a weird example. You know those paper towel dispensers in restrooms where if the sensor is not working, you can twist the little circular gadget on the side to advance the paper towels out?
Absolutely. I do that all the time, even if the sensor is working.
Wow. You love germs. That's great. So there's a piece kind of like that on the far side of the rock that looks like it is some sort of twisty lever.
Is that what he says, twisty lever?
Yes.
Exactly how he describes it.
All right. Is there any other space here? Like, seems to be a cliff or a drop off here.
Yeah, it sort of drops down and has. I didn't get a chance to furnish or paint the crude model. I apologize, but there is sort of a lounge area down below with carpets and lush greenery and little decent treasure hoard too.
Loungy treasure hoard. Okay, so should I ask him if there's anything else he notices that's important? Any defenses that he sees?
Not really. I think this is well, have him do a perception check.
Okay. Where are you, sir? All right.
I see that 3.
Okay, with that perception check, you can see that there aren't any other visible exits. You're guessing that, based on Nameless's description, this boulder is probably some sort of door that can open when that lever is turned. The other thing you see is underneath the bed. He has a little view underneath the bed. There is a long version of one of the magic missiles. It looks very similar. It has a similar wrapped, engraved handle, but it is about 5 feet long.
Oh boy. Okay. 5 feet long, meaning that it's to be used by something very big and probably a lot worse. And it's under the bed, you say?
The king could use it. It's It's, I guess, in comparison, it's more like a rifle to a handgun in comparison.
Okay. Has he been noticed?
Has Nameless been noticed? No. He is imperceptible.
Okay. Let me see if. I think he can just become ethereal as an action, right? So
Yes, he
that'll
can
be-
go in between the ethereal plane and the material plane.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask him if he feels like playing a little trick. Ask him if he wants to get under the bed, turn physical for a second, and move the thing back to as inaccessible a corner as he can, and then turn ethereal again.
Okay, yeah. I mean, he trusts you, and
Oh, awesome.
he's willing to do it. So yeah, he floats under the bed, turns ethereal. I'll have you roll a stealth check once he turns unethereal.
I don't know how he got this, but he is like super proficient at stealth.
Yeah.
He's the ghost.
That's true. Ooh,
That's a
12.
12. We're gonna compare that against the. We'll do the king and this shaman's passive perception. So, let's see. He is proficient in perception, so that is 8 plus. Okay, so his passive is actually 15. The king's is.
Oh my god.
So he turns ethereal, and he's a little bigger than the under the bed. So the bed sort of like pops up a little bit as he materializes, and the king goes and turns back and looks at the bed. And he has his staff, this like lightning staff that he was shooting stuff at you guys before, raised and aimed at the bed.
Okay. Is he allowed stuck now? If you move the bed up.
I'll say that it's going to be nigh impossible for him to sneak out from under the bed while still material.
Right. I was gonna have him turn ethereal again anyway, but what exactly was he doing when he like failed the stealth check? Was he moving it already? Was he just turning physical?
I will give you that he's accomplished the goal of pushing aside the staff of magic missile deep under the bed. He's already done it, and the consequence of the stealth roll is that he's been noticed.
Okay. I tell him turn ethereal again and get out of there.
Okay. He does that, and so you don't know. The king is like advancing towards the bed, but by that point, Nameless has left the room, and yeah, that's it.
He's left his plane, mother.
All right, is it go time?
Who has the Rocky Talkie, by the way?
I do.
Okay, and you speak Draconic, I think. So
Yep.
the rock buzzes.
Yellow.
Okay.
No, I answer yes.
In Draconic, the king growls into the phone, and basically just says, "What do you want? End this nonsense."
I agree. That is what we want. An end to this nonsense of Sidon worship.
The king, I'm gonna call that an intimidation. Go ahead and roll intimidation.
When Nameless gets back, I give him a Scooby snack.
Okay.
Wow.
That's a 9.
That was not good.
On the intimidation. Do you want to keep the roll?
Yeah, I'll keep the roll. I only have one inspiration, I think, and I may want to need that for something else.
Sure. He responds angrily and just says that tampering with Sidon worship never ends well, and you may have a dragon, you may kill me, but you'll only serve to anger the Lord of Storms and bring your end faster.
You were on a roll until that last part.
You want to make him angry. Okay, so what's the plan? Are you guys going in force, or
I mean, I thought that's what we were doing. We've already rolled initiative.
Order 66.
We did roll initiative. Okay, so in that case, let's begin. All right, up at the top. Wow, what a surprise, Falvin.
Oh my gosh.
Shocking.
How did this happen?
I'm assuming are dragons going on the same turn as main characters?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, as I realize this is happening, we're getting into it. I'm gonna turn and look to Reldrissa, and I'm gonna say, this is not what you have known. You are not powerless, and together we will make it.
Aw.
And so what I'm going to do now is hopefully kill somebody in one hit so that Reldrissa feels better.
In one hit.
Yep, one hit. That's my goal. So why is it? I can't move my. There it is. Okay.
Are you measuring?
I'm gonna move forward a little bit, about here-ish, and I'm going to jank guard number 1, who I will call Phileas.
Phileas.
Let's see here.
There's a weird pop-up on the stream window that I don't know how to close, so I'll just be reading the results of the rolls.
Is it 25 hit?
Yeah, man.
No, I rolled at disadvantage.
25 at disadvantage.
Yeah, so it would have been 29, but who cares?
Yeah, that hits, absolutely. Are you
Why did
sneak
that roll?
attacking? Well, I don't think so.
There's no allies, so I cannot.
Yeah. So we'll apply
Well,
the
actually, he hasn't taken turn yet. So what I think that means I have advantage. It's been too long. I think that means I have advantage because of my.
Yeah, you should get some fun stuff from that.
I'm sorry. My
You're
brain
okay?
is a little bit slow.
You're okay. It's early in the morning. Oh, there we go.
Yes, I have advantage because he has not taken a turn yet in this combat, if that is how you're ruling.
Yes, he has not taken a turn yet. So, yeah.
Okay. So then that would mean sneak attack.
Snake attack.
15 more.
Love it. Okay, so 15 more. Let me see here. And he's dead.
He did.
I know this isn't technically how it works, but I like the idea of the blade flying forward, slashing, going past, and then on its way back, doing the final damage. I know normally it comes back and
Yeah,
throw
love
it again. But okay, so he's dead, and what else would you like to do? Anything?
Kind of just for flavor, looking back to the party and being like, come on! And I'm gonna move yet again forward another chunk. Is this fine to stand here?
It is, yes.
Okay. And then I'm going to just throw the last chunk here.
You have another attack?
His bonus action.
Bonus action, -5 to hit, so 20 to hit.
What was that first one? Oh, that was the sneak attack damage. Yeah, sorry.
That was my main attack. Yes.
Yeah. And you got the attack. Okay, cool. Sorry. I'm also a little slow right now. 25 to hit, doing 10 damage. Absolutely.
Sweet. And then Reldrissa, she's gonna move forward to kind of stay with. And she's got 30 feet of movement. So she's gonna stay there, and then for her, she is going to hold an attack for if somebody comes up to, I'll say within 15 feet of where Falbin and Rodris are.
Okay, sweet.
Like right there.
That's my turn. I'm done.
Okay, after you...
Point of order, DM.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yes. Is Corinna in this?
Yeah. Good
No,
call.
no.
Toggle combat, state, roll initiative. Okay, she'll go after Theo. Alright, good catch.
Thank you.
Okay, Doki. There is a from down the hall, and then you hear the scraping of metal on stone. And then Falbin, you see a bed about 18 feet long get hurled down the hall, splattering this one lizard folk into the wall, killing him, and then lodging itself here in the doorway. And so I'm just gonna draw something there. But yeah, there is a bed.
So is it kind of like a makeshift wall that we have to like get over, difficult terrain?
It's pretty much blocking the entire doorway. Like you could try to crawl under or over it, but it is massive and it has basically obstructed the doorway. And that's all it's gonna do. And then Theagenes.
Okay. So these guys to the left across this bridge, is that?
These
I'm
were just
presuming-
guards that had cowered before, and I can't remember if you told them to run away or not.
Oh, so they're not there.
They had dropped their arms and basically become non-combatants.
They're currently cowering before the illusion of the giant red dragon.
Yep. We'll say they're just flat on their bellies, just hanging out.
And that's going to remain up. Okay. Well, we'll see. I will move forward, like I do. 60 feet. No, not 60 feet. 30 feet, obviously. And then I'm going to cast Shadow of Moil on myself.
Okay. We know that works. Anything else?
That'll do it.
Okay. Theo.
All right. I've got my crew. First thing, I'm gonna take the Force Ballista off of Falbin and put it on a shade. So 35 to there, 10 to there.
It feels very at home.
45 feet. Then I have 15 feet to move still. I'll move to here.
Yeah, I feel like you would have done that before we started combat, though. So
Yes,
that's fine.
If possible.
That is all
Okay,
good.
so then I still have some more. So I'll kind of come over here till I can see what's going on. All right.
We'll say the dragon is kind of
Right.
perched up on the wall, so he's not in the way of you guys.
I'm pretty sure that's where Megas put it when he did it.
Get struck.
Okay, so you are shooting at the shaman. I'll say there's just enough. There's just enough gap through the bed that you can see, and they don't gain benefits to cover. So a 17 absolutely hits, doing 9 piercing damage to the mystic.
I love this new combat thing. I know I said that a few times.
It's
but
pretty
the fact
cool,
that it just
right?
rolls everything, that's pretty sick.
I like it too.
Okay, then we'll...
Falvin's getting coffee. Totally get it.
Okay, I guess I...
Specifically, more coffee.
More coffee. Yeah, it is morning.
Hot brown morning potion.
Yeah. Potion of haste.
Have you guys watched The Dragon Prince?
No, I haven't.
It's by the makers of Avatar, and there's a magician who invents this thing, and you're like, oh, it's clearly coffee, and she goes, I call it hot brown morning potion.
That's very good. Oh, I should make this lizard folk dead because I said he was dead.
Lion.
So he's just pinned there, bleeding out against the wall.
Just crunched.
Just
Shade's like, I've been there. Let's have Rue roll a, because Rue is in his medium size form, so we're gonna have him roll a, I'll say either acrobatics to deftly sneak between the space, or athletics to try to push through.
If I didn't realize that that's something that impedes movement, so I'm not going to try to go over that.
Okay, yeah. It basically it's like a door that has gaps around the edges now. It's just a massive bed that has clogged up the opening.
So if I were to do the lightning breath,
let's see.
Would that go through it,
Each
or
creature
would
in a
that
line.
get stuck?
That's a very good question. I'd have to understand the ruling on how cover affects AoE attacks.
Presumably it's line of sight.
What if I used repulsion breath? Would that blast this open?
Ooh.
That sounds cool.
It's not gonna not help. Yeah. Let's see. Repulsion breath. DC 12 strength save. Hey, I like it. Yeah. I'll say it's an object, so it's gonna just automatically fail the save. It may not move the full distance because I think. Wow, it says each creature, and it doesn't give a. It doesn't give
position it, so I was like right up against it. So hopefully I could get that same person I hit earlier with this. 30 feet would be.
I'll say
right
the mystic behind it, if it's within range, is going to have advantage on the. Let's see, a target with 3/4 cover has +5 bonus to AC and dexterity saving throws, not necessarily strength saving throws. So, yeah, well, he'll definitely get affected by it.
Whoa! Look at that! It does the rolls for them and everything.
Beautiful.
God.
Okay, so
and I'll fly back.
So the mystic. Here's how we're gonna do it. The Rue spreads his wings, and what is his repulsion breath like? Does he make a sound, or like flap his wings, or is it just a?
So repulsion, I like to think I have his voice box. I have augmented it so that it's capable of producing supersonic sounds, and it. Basically, you can physically see the sound waves. They're so powerful.
Yes.
And it's just this massive roar of like, you're gonna die.
It's a robot, Foos robot.
Yes, all the decibels.
Yeah. Cool. So the bed.
I like the idea of like Rue literally being like, "You're gonna die."
No, what he says is, "For the Goblin of Malta!" And then the loud scream. That's the part that produces the breath.
Love it. Okay, so the first thing that happens is the blankets and sheets just rip off the bed and fly in various directions. You hear the crunch of wood and bronze as the bed frame strains against the stone walls. This is all happening in an instant. And then the force just thrusts the bed through the compressed opening, colliding with the mystic. And what is that damage going to be? He does succeed the throw, but he'll still take damage.
I don't think it says any damage. I think it's just they get thrown.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, I think this is cool, so he'll still take like 1d10 damage. You know what? 2d10.
Wow.
Big bed.
It's a big bed.
It's a big bed. So he takes
Heavy.
takes 16 damage and is knocked back to where the bed used to be. And now the bed is out of the way, or at least here, but we'll say that it is difficult terrain in that box. Very nice. Nicely done.
I cannot move my ballista, so I'm just gonna do some quick. It looks like I would be able to hit the giant. So
You don't have line of sight on him. Shade doesn't have line of sight on the giant.
Okay, so then I can't hit any.
Davey, I'm giving you movement permissions on the ballista, so you can carry it around with you.
Okay.
Should be.
Okay, so I guess that's the end of that.
Very nice. Very nice. Okie dokie.
Could I, before the next turn, could I retcon Nameless's movement to be near me?
Sure, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay, because I forgot about his turn.
How does the ballista able to see the giant, but Shade can't?
Oh, what?
That's weird. Oh, no, never mind. It's just when I click on the ballista, it's showing me what Theo's tokens can see.
Gotcha.
So-
Okay.
That's why
I was like, wait a
confused.
second.
I'm like, I can't see it.
I was like, oh.
Okay, so up next, the lizard folks are dead, so we're going to remove them. And it is Corinna's turn. So Corinna will, let's see. She's going to run up here right next to Falbin. And I think she can see the giant. I think she can also see the...
Helldiver's handshake as she arrives.
Yeah.
So she runs up next to you and has her bow drawn, and she says, "I see the giant. I also see one of the mystics. Which one should I shoot?"
Falbin says Mystic.
Mystic. Okay. So she's going to bonus action steady aim, and that is going to grant her careful aim at a creature, and she'll get 5 additional damage with each ranged attack. So that's going to be a multi-attack with her longbow. I forgot to target. The first attack is a 23, doing 5 damage, plus 5, so 10. And then another longbow attack. Second one's a 12, which is going to be a miss. But she's going to action surge, and then do it again. So that's a crit on this one.
Wow.
Doing 19 plus 5, which is 24 piercing damage, and then another 23, doing 10 plus 5, 15 damage. Just a symphony of next to your ear, Falbin. She says,
It's just going Legolas on this.
Yeah. She's like she's not looking good. But that's the end of her turn. And Force Ballista, that goes on Theo's turn.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the Mystic's turn. I don't know why they weren't casting stuff before you guys came in. That seems like it would have been a good idea. Let's see. Okay, they're going to use their 5th level spell slot to cast Conjure Elemental. And And the range of that is 90 feet. So they're going to conjure a fire elemental right about here. And it's going to roll initiative, and it has its own turns. So it's going to go a few turns later. So they cast that and then run back into the cave out of eyesight.
Yes, Falben, it should trigger.
That's kind of what I was thinking. So I think that triggers the saved action for Eldrissa.
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. I forgot about that. Which was just was it a ranged attack? What was that?
I didn't specify. I just said attack.
Okay, that's fine.
Which seems problematic now.
I mean, was it directed at this one enemy or like?
That was my intent.
Okay,
yeah.
so I would assume that means a ranged attack. That's fine.
Yeah. So the problem with that is the breath attacks will hit anyone in front. But we're gonna do that.
Okay. I'm good with it just affecting you if it's a line.
Yes, and then I just need to do this. Yeah, so planning to do that. Moonlight breath attack
On the elemental?
On the elemental.
Okay.
Falben's gonna have to do a saving throw on this. It is a DC 12 dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
And I guess, yeah, it's already rolled damage, so that'll be 13 damage on a failed save, or half as much otherwise.
Okay, the elemental saves.
Okay, and Falben saves. Oh, it says you failed.
Oh, because I rolled it manually. We'll take your roll.
Okay.
So that's going to be 13. What type of damage is that? Sorry. Radiant.
It is radiant.
Interesting. Okay. No special stuff with radiant, but they do
That
take
is
some
correct.
damage.
That's it.
Okay, cool. Shade.
All right. So, let's see here.
Combat.
The measurements. Cool. Alright, so my Echo will move right there, which puts it just in range of the elemental. It's just kind of walking in midair because it's cool and could do things like that. Can I move through enemy allies, or is that still difficult terrain?
It's I think. How have we ruled it in the past? Have we ruled that way in the past?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
I think moving through allies is considered difficult terrain.
I think you're right.
Alright,
As long
well
as you
then
don't
I'll
end up on their
move.
space.
Cool. I'll move right there, and that puts me in range of it. And at the same time, Zerion will jump into the air. He's got his 60 feet of movement.
Nice.
He's gonna fly all the way over here. And seeing Rildrissa use her breath attack, he is not to be outdone. So he is also going to use his breath attack on this thing. Yeah. Let's see here. Ability. Oh wait, he has to move 5 more feet, sorry. No, sorry, it's not moving it. It's gotta move right there.
Okay. And the template
Right,
moves.
I can't do.
I got it.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, the template. Yeah, right there, like that. It'll just blast
Cool.
into it.
So that's another dexterity saving throw.
Yep. DC 13.
It's a fail.
Doing-
So
20 radiant damage.
20. Very nice.
So, all right. And now,
Hitting it with the light show. Love it.
yep. And now Shade and his Echo will get to work on this thing and start. Oh man, it closed the. Oh man. All right, whatever. Okay, so now we're gonna. Oh, whoops. Let me. Sorry. Gonna grab the. I can't move the.
Oh.
The
Where do you want it?
ballista on my. I was just gonna put it next to me, probably right here.
Okay.
Yeah, to just show that it's there. Whew, all right. All the moving parts. Now I'm just going over with the glaive.
Nice. 24 for
One attack.
And it's magical.
Yep.
Yep. So 11 slashing on that attack.
This one.
15. Yeah, hits. Oh man, checks the AC. It's so good.
And then I will use my. Let's see how many of these I got. I still got a couple. I'll use my Unleash Incarnation to attack again.
12 is gonna be a miss.
And I missed. All right.
Still,
And
very
that
nice.
will be. And then I will bonus action into my stance. So,
Okay.
yep.
Let's see.
Why is it just closing things? All right. Yeah, that'll end my turn.
Okay. Magus, you don't hear it until it's too late.
Oh.
I don't like that sound.
The ooh, I'm glad that feature is exhausted. Okay, so the assassin has found you, and he rolled
Oh, dang it.
very good on stealth, and so Magus has not taken a turn yet, and so this is going to be an automatic critical.
Is it, if it's the assassinate feature, it's just advantage rather than critical. You only get critical on surprise.
Right, but if oh yeah, that's a good point. It doesn't mean it's, yeah, because Magus isn't surprised. I mean, he's like technically surprised by this, but not in the D&D sense. Not in the initiative sense. Okay, so no critical. You're good.
Hooray!
So I'll make him visible. And,
At least until he rolls.
right. Yeah, so target. And... Oh. Well, I don't want... Hold on. I gotta add a +1 dagger to his sheet because the dagger of venom is out of venom, but it won't let me just roll a +1 dagger. There we go. Okay. +1 dagger. Non-natural 20. Shield. Okay. So you hear this blade coming at you from behind. You pop the shield up, which misses. He does have multi-attack, so he's going to swing again. 27.
That one does hit.
Okay. So that is... Oh, he has advantage. I forgot about that. So we will count the 27 as the first attack. And he does have sneak attack, so it's going to be... Oh, gosh. Total of 38 piercing damage. And then the second attack at advantage... 25 to hit.
I think that still hits.
Okay. Only 6 more damage because he's already used his sneak attack. So, so a total of what, 42 damage? 38 plus 6, or 44.
As soon as my computer lets me select the window, I will change that.
Okay, no problem. So the assassin has found the caster and is attacking. We'll say that that's all he does. He just stays tight on you. And it is the Lizard King's turn. I'll say that... Yeah, there's a lot going on. He does a thing.
The illusion of the red dragon fades.
Gotcha. Okay. The... Let's see, the Mystic... Oh, okay, gotcha. Gotcha. All right, the king runs and does a thing, and then it is the fire elemental's turn. So the fire elemental... Fire form. The elemental can enter, because we had a little trouble with this rule last time. The elemental can enter hostile creature space and stop there. The first time it enters a creature space, the creature takes fire damage. Okay. So it is going to move up right here into both Falbin and Corinna's space. And
5 feet before that, it triggers an
Right.
attack of opportunity from
Right.
Shade. Because it's moving more than 5 feet.
Yep.
So, where's my... Sorry, this action bar got in the way. Alright, let's see.
14 hits, doing 8 slashing.
So it stops 5 feet back.
Yep.
Sentinel. No movement.
In return, though, since you are within 5 feet, you're going to take 5 fire damage from it. Okay, so it does that, and then it's going to make 2 touch attacks. It's actually going to change its attention to Shade and attack Shade twice. So
Shocking.
the first one's a 19, which I think misses.
Misses.
Okay.
Yep.
And then the second one is an 11, which misses.
Yep.
All right, so Gagaros.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what I want to do, and you tell me how to do it or the checks for it.
Sure.
Gagaros is going to fly into some like a childish rage.
Yeah.
Gagaros wants to fly around, bum rush the assassin, just like grapple him, and like they both go toppling over into the lava.
Ooh. Okay. All right. So let's see. How much movement does he have? He's got 60-foot fly speed.
Yes.
Okay. So let's do like 15. And yeah, there's enough movement for it. We'll have him roll a grapple when he gets to like this point.
Okay.
Or is he going out this way? Is it looping around to this point of lava or straight out this way?
I think this point of lava would be the easiest one to knock him out of. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, cool. So have him move right here, and then we'll roll a contested athletics versus acrobatics check. That's a dirty 20 for the assassin's acrobatics. Why do we have 2 Kyras?
she's multiplying.
Because it's Magus' birthday.
Oh man.
Okay, so that was athletics.
Athletics, yeah.
I'm going to use. I would like to use my inspiration to re-roll that.
Yeah.
Dagnabbit.
Okay, so the assassin sees Gageros take flight and is ready to dodge. Does successfully dodge, but Gageros has no multi-attack. Okay. All right, so them's the rolls. That would have been sick, though. Okay, so the assassin, though, is now under threat from both of you, which is bad. But it is Magus' turn.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Kyra sees this and she reacts in shock to she hears you get stabbed, or stabbed. And she's going to sing her song of heroism, and she's going to allow Gageros to re-roll that die.
Okay. At which point can I say that the 16 was my re-roll, and that I used my inspiration to add 5 to it?
Sure.
That's a 21.
Don't say I never did nothing for you. I want to see this happen too, right? So, okay. So, Gageros has the assassin grappled. Now, that does not... let's see. Hold on. 5e, moving with grappled creature. Okay, so it's going to half his speed. So let's see how much movement he's already taken. So
I think it was only 15 to get to there.
Let's say 15. Yep. And then he has a remainder of 45.
Yep.
So he's got 25 feet. Yep. That's just enough to put you right there.
Yep. Then just drop into the lava, both of them.
The assassin goes kicking and screaming, and I'm trying to remember how much damage we had the lava do. Because I want to be consistent, if anything, but
It was a lot.
It was a lot.
It is worth noting that Magus is specifically saying that Gageros is like flying into the lava with the assassin rather than like dropping him on top.
That is correct.
Okay, so it's 10d10. We're just gonna roll the 10d10, and I'll give you. Tell you what, we'll roll 10d10 twice and take the larger number to account for the forced submersion into the water. So you guys end up here, and the assassin is going to... Why don't you roll? I feel like this should be your honor to roll those two 10d10 rolls.
As soon as Foundry lets me.
Okay, if you'd rather, I can roll them, but... Okay. 58 for the first. And 59.
Consistency.
Oh, very consistent. Okay, so Gageros and the assassin plunge into the magma, and the assassin is going to take 59 fire damage. And his trouble is not over. Very nice, very nice. Okay, anything else? Well, I guess that was just Gageros' turn.
Yep.
I just also like to picture that, with his laser claws and stuff, like all the like the red highlights from that are like glowing at this point. Whether or not they're actually taking effect, but like
Right.
visible indication of his anger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and say that the bonus action, he activated the spell sword effect.
The what spell sword effect? Sorry.
So Gagaros's unique
Yeah.
item bonus from the spell sword. So
Yeah,
he
totally.
did that too.
So I am gonna have the assassin do this because he has a reaction ability called Shadow Escape. I could have done it when he initially hit with the grapple, but I'm not. You know what? A grapple is an attack, right?
Yes.
Okay, so, but I love the lava thing. So he's gonna take the lava, but he is gonna go ahead and use his Shadow Escape to teleport 30 feet. And Gagaros is going to take 2d6 poison damage, which is 4. And the assassin teleports up onto this rock.
Question:
Okay. Yes.
How far down is that?
Well, his movement was already halved, and it was basically right in under the surface.
Right.
So,
Well, it's like, isn't the lava like 15 feet below the level of the? I'm just saying that would put the assassin more like over here, like barely on the edge, rather than like farther into it type of deal.
Have we ruled teleports like that before? Because I think that it's a good question. Yeah.
I mean, it's up to you. You're the DM, but that's just what I was thinking.
I
Is
think
like
that's
straight
fair.
line type,
Well,
line
yeah.
of effect type of thing.
That's pretty fair.
I was assuming like Gregaros can move out and then it's just like falling to get into the lava type of thing, rather than having to fly all the way down.
I love the sort of the anger you expressed earlier, where it's like he's taking him all the way down in there, not just dropping him out over the lava. Okay, but he'll end up on the edge of this rock here. All right, Magus.
Okay. I'm gonna use my staff of extra magic missile and target the assassin.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's 4 darts.
It's a +1. I don't think it has actually showed it in the thing, but it was a +1.
It is +1, yeah. So add a dart.
Yeah, my computer's just slow.
Like Daniel, I know you describe them as just like fancy sticks that are magical, but I really do like the image of them just being handguns.
Yeah. Or at least, the sticks you find in the woods as a kid that are like L-shaped and look like a gun. Like
exactly. That's what I'm picturing. It's like the activation is just like a little twig that bends. It's a trigger. Like.
If you haven't already, do yourself the favor of watching Harry Potter but with guns on YouTube.
I've seen it. It's so good.
I have not. That sounds hilarious.
It's just everybody has a gun instead of a wand. It's great.
Okay, that's 15 points of damage from the wand.
Yeah, totally. Great. Okay. That's your action. Anything else?
I think I'm just gonna move a little bit away from the assassin.
Yeah. Okay. Mystic's turn. So the one that got knocked away by the bed. This one is going to... You hear a buzzing sound as they plant their staff into the ground, and then all these holes throughout the staff and the tip of the staff, insects begin to fly out of them and fly towards you, and they are going to occupy a 20-foot 20-foot sphere. And this is Insect Plague. It's a 5th level spell. So that sphere area is now difficult terrain. When the area appears, each creature must make a Constitution saving throw. So we're going to have Zerion, Falbin, Corinna, the Shade, Dragon's gone. The Elemental will be part of that as well. So everybody will make Constitution saving throws.
Gonna re-roll that with an inspiration.
Okay. Ooh, the Elemental fails. Okay, Yep. Did Falbin re-roll yet?
I did. I got a 19.
A 19. Okay. I think you all pass. I think the Elemental is the only one who fails. So you'll take half damage. So the Elemental takes 25, and the rest of you will take 13.
The
Elemental's
echo
pretty bad.
just disappears.
Yep. So the area is lightly obscured, and the sphere's area is difficult terrain. Okay, so back up to Theo.
And quick question that I don't really want to ask.
Uh-huh.
Did the disappearance of the red dragon change the demeanor of the remaining lizard folk?
Why would you ask that?
I mean, I did think about that. I think Shade is probably the only one who would have had full visibility of that. The giant is blind, so there's that.
I think he's talking about these guys down here.
Oh, that is a very good point. Yes, I'm gonna say they jump back in the fight.
Ooh.
They no longer have their Glocks of magic missile, but they have their normal weapons. Okay, cool. Thanks for that.
Don't say I never gave you nothing.
Thank you for that.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. So I'm going to ask a question. I've got the rock feather. It allows me to triple my jump distance, and standing long jump is half my strength score. That would be 7 because it's 13, I think. Mm-hmm. Is that correct, Matt?
Yep.
Or is it a 6 on 13?
I think it's rounded up. We'll round it up.
Okay, so triple, that'd be 21. I'm gonna try to make this jump over here.
Sure. Yeah.
Is that legal?
I like it. Yeah. I will make it legal.
So I make the jump.
You are on fire, so
this is amazing. Then
you do take 5 fire damage, but as you hunch down, leap through the air, fully in flames, and jump across the gap.
This is awesome. This is awesome. Right out of the insect plague. I mean, it's just daredevil quality. So then from that, I'm gonna take a step over here to the side, and I'm gonna target the assassin, and I'm gonna give him. And then can I move Reldrissa right now?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so before I jumped, I would have said, Reldrissa, we're gonna save our friends.
Aw.
And I would have told her to make a beeline for the assassin and bite him. So she's gonna fly to here.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have her wait here and then attack after me.
Sure. Yeah, because you guys go on
So
the same
then-
initiative, so we'll just, assume you can
Sweet.
intermix your actions.
I love that.
Coordination.
Mm-hmm.
Coordination. So then from there, I'm going to do this. Well, I don't know why that didn't target properly, but 23 to hit. Does that work?
It
Oh,
does.
there it is. You got to click. So that's 19 to hit plus sneak attack because Reldrissa. 14 more. And then I'm going to throw the dagger once more onto the fray. Minus 5 to hit. That's not a crit, is it? Oh, man, 19 is almost a dirty crit. So 26 to hit. That's 7 more. That was weird.
Okay.
Or I guess
It's
it hit
10
for
more.
10 more.
I think that 7 was what he did against Gageros a while back.
Yeah.
Okay, that was confusing.
So
Okay.
he is going to use his shadow escape. No, he's already used his react. No, it's a new. No, his turn has not come around again.
Correct.
Did I ever roll initiative for him?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I didn't. Hold on.
I think you just had him act
like a
right before
saved-
Magus.
It was like a saved thing.
Okay.
Okay, so it's initiative.
That just goes to show you how horrible he is.
No, he's in there. Or no, you just rolled.
Got a
Wow,
6.
it actually worked out. So his initiative is right before Magus's. That's funny. So we'll say he does not have his reaction, so he's not going to be able to teleport.
Yeah,
so you're
exactly.
hitting
That's what
him.
I'm saying. So Reldrissa is going to bite him and trigger the purple piercer poison.
Oh no! Oh no!
So that 14 more damage.
Yeah.
And then the purple piercer poison. Oh, he failed the Constitution saving throw.
He sure did.
That is 20 more damage.
Oh my gosh! Loading
So he's
it
just
on.
taking 36 damage from one bite.
Oh my gosh!
And then I guess I think all I've got left, just to double check, because I've not been using the dragon, like all I've really got left is bonus action, which is really movement for the dragon, right?
Right.
It's not like I can make another attack like I'm doing.
No.
Okay. And can you disengage with your bonus action?
If you're
As
a
a
rogue,
non-assassin?
maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
But as we've established, the assassin has already used his reaction.
Yes.
That's true. Also, I forgot the bite I can do from 10 feet, so I didn't have to get this close.
That's fine.
So Reldrissa's gonna back up.
Yeah, cunning action
To-
does include disengage.
You know what? She's flying, so she's gonna be over here if she can.
Okay.
And that is the end of my turn. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Round of applause. That's very good. Okay. The giant. What is the giant gonna do?
Right.
The giant is just going to yell back to where the king was. And what does he speak? He's gonna say it in giant. So anybody that speaks giant hears him saying that he knows a lost battle when he hears one, and he's going to start stomping out of the room. Oh, he has 40 feet. Yeah. So he's gonna hit the bugs and roll Constitution. He fails, so he's gonna take 40-10 bug damage. Oh, that was 10 too many.
Daniel, Iris just left for swim, and she wanted you to know bye-bye, Uncle Daniel, too.
Aw, bye-bye, Iris. That's great. And I guess the giant's not doing anything else, so he's gonna dash and he's just gonna step across to this rock because he can't do that. And he's gonna move down here, and he's making his way downtown, stomping fast. Diogenes.
Downtown.
So, real quick,
Yeah.
I believe that the boon of Mitros that I activated when I went to talk to Steros is basically does comprehend languages, which lasts for 1 hour.
Wow. So you heard him say that.
So I heard him say that, and I will communicate that psychically to the rest of the group that he is basically telling the Lizard King to run.
Not necessarily that. He's saying he's running because he knows the lost battle. I mean, it might be considered advice to the king, but he's the one running.
Okay, I'll just communicate what he said to the group.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, using a direct inference, we've already told the king will run if he feels like he's losing. So if his ally was just like, peace out, we're losing, we can reasonably assume that he's running.
Probably. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good assumption. Yeah. Okay, Diogenes.
Yeah. Okay, I was not able. That's why, because I'm only able to move him on my turn. Okay. Neat.
Neat.
So let's see here. How much damage does this
40-10 if you fail a Constitution save.
on the? Yep.
Yeah.
Gross. I can't Misty Step.
And it's piercing. So.
Okay. And half that if I succeed.
Right.
Rudy. Okay, and who's got it up? Who's like?
It's one of the mystics. Well, I guess you could see there are bugs in this mystic staff, so it's this one.
Uh-huh. Okay, let's see here. Awesome. Okay, I think that is within range. Yep. Okay. I'm gonna cast Synaptic Static right centered on that guy.
Okay. This is the psychic fireball.
Yep.
Diogenes is lining up his psychic fireball. Let's see if he can really just butter it in there.
I guess I could go a little farther and see if I could get that.
Looks like
I
he's
will
gonna
go
try
here.
to get the king in the area of effect.
Shut up. Oh, you're amazing. That was the perfect for it.
One for the full 120 feet.
Oh, good. Okay, yes, that's within range. Excellent. Okay, and lining up.
He's gotta be really careful on this one.
Right past Corinna's left ear.
Now, his last use of this effect was really, really useful, even though it decimated essentially a bunch of cows. But let's see if we can get maximum effect out of this.
Right, but remember, he doesn't have
Interesting to
bugs
see
helping
what
him
it
out
does
this
on
time.
actual enemies.
True.
Okay, I canceled the targeting, and now it won't let me cast a spell.
Looks like he's having
Hesitating.
issues.
I think he might be having technical issues.
This
Can we
would
do
happen
this
if
more? I
he
love this.
were the Goblin of Malta.
Shut up. You guys, it's hard when you do this. Okay. Synaptic Static, cast spell, and targeting. No!
How about that?
What? But I have to target it on the ground here. Okay. Right. Oh, you already did it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, that's perfect. Thank you. Sorry.
You're welcome. Look at that animation.
Ooh,
Synaptic.
purple line.
Boing,
I think
boing.
this one little lizard folk is going to be outside if you want to get the king, but
Well, I don't know. Well, I guess I sort of knew where he was. Okay. Yeah, we'll get the king.
Cool. All
You
right.
just know you're casting as far as you can.
So the king fails, and one of the mystics fails and the other succeeds. So we'll just apply all that damage. Oh, you can apply all? Oh, that's so cool. Okay, so the Bugs Mystic succeeds and passes.
Yeah. But if he's concentrating, he
Yep.
still takes damage.
He does, and he's going to have to roll a Constitution save to keep up his...
That was the goal.
Rolled an 18, which I
Damn.
think succeeds. Yep. Okay. Nice, though.
And remember, anyone that failed has muddled thoughts for a minute, which means they subtract d6 from all attack rolls and ability checks and constitution saving throws to maintain concentration.
Nice. Okay, so I guess, can we apply that to that concentration check?
No, because it's only on a failed save.
Oh, right, for sure. Muddled thoughts, love it.
They
And
do
they're
get
not-
to make an intelligence saving throw to end that effect.
Okay, on their turn, I'm guessing.
Yep, at the end.
Cool, we have muddled thoughts in action, and not on dead people.
Okay, now wait a minute. One of the lizard folk mystics went down.
Yes. Oh,
Was
so-
that the one in charge of the elemental?
The elemental. Yes. Let's see. If your concentration is broken, the elemental doesn't disappear. Instead, you lose control. It becomes hostile to everyone, including you and your companions. So it is separate, and it is not. It's going to stay alive, but it's now hostile.
So
Okay.
effectively nothing happens because we're the only hostiles
Right.
next to it.
Right. Good question, though. Okay. Nice.
And nameless.
And nameless.
Nameless. Are there enemies down here still that are in this little square
This
where Falvin is?
Yeah, this assassin is nearly dead, and then there are two healthy basic lizard folk.
Okay, so he was here next to me. Oh, I can't move him
Here,
again.
I'll move him. He was next to you.
Okay. Yeah, and then so let's uninjured near death. Okay, let's have him. He's I guess I'll have him turn not ethereal.
That is an action to do.
Right. And I want him to stay next to me.
Okay, so he'll turn unethereal and remain next to you.
And is the lighting here, by the way, this is sort of important for Shadow of Moyle. Is the lighting here dim or bright?
You're currently standing in Theo's lantern.
Okay.
So I would say if you were outside it would be dim, but
Get lit.
get lit.
Okay, so anywhere within 10 feet of me that's not lit by his lantern is darkness now.
Ooh, okay. Very cool.
Otherwise it's dim.
Yeah, love it. Okay, anything else?
Nope.
All right, Theo.
All right, I'm gonna shoot the giant.
You're shooting
No.
a giant.
No,
In the butt.
in the butt. Send him on his way. No, I'll use the Force Ballista to attack the one guy that's left in front of us.
Mm-hmm. The
He's still in our
elemental
way.
here.
Yes.
Okay, 10
And I
misses.
will miss him. Oh, I have two people targeted.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, so then I will have Rue
Big
Pinion
stuff.
Storm. Pinion Storm. Actually, I'm gonna have him go in and bite him, and then, well, he's on fire, so maybe not. I'm gonna stay ranged and try to hit him with
Pinion Storm hits.
Pinion Storm.
Are these magical when he's in his bigger form? I think, did we say that?
I do not remember.
I think we should. I think they should be, normal damage, but they're magical. So that's 7 near death.
Still not. Come on now. Okay, I guess I'll shoot him then.
Oh, and Matt, point of order: the fire elemental illuminates in a 30-foot sphere around it. So I guess technically it's not dim light.
Okay.
Die.
Yeah. He is literally down to 1 health.
Are you kidding me? This is out of control. Well, that's all I can do.
Just to be clear, hey, you can't use luck to reroll damage, can you?
No,
Because you literally rolled a
only
1.
hitting.
Oh, okay.
it's only in d20s. Unfortunately, Corinna is let's see. Corinna is going to jump back, provoking an opportunity attack, which misses, and then she is going to longbow attack the elemental. It is non-magical, but that's still gonna kill it. All right, and with her second attack, she will fire at this lizard folk. Hitting for 6 piercing. And Shade.
All right. Hearing Magus's warning, Shade will yell to Zerath. Or, yeah, not Zerath, sorry. That's a different character entirely. Zerion, and say, "The King!" And together, Shade is going to use his dash and move 70 feet
Okay.
through here.
Swatting bugs away. You don't take the damage until you roll at the end of your turn on that save. So.
Okay. Let me get to the. I can't get back to Zerion. I need to move back so I can see Zerion.
I can.
Try to move him first.
Yeah.
All right. How far was that? That was 30 feet. Okay. Zerion will fly his 60 feet. Sorry, I'm putting Shade back to where he was. And then Zerion will use his action, his rest of his action, to get to the king. He'll fly right past the mystic and land basically on the rock, threatening the king.
Okay.
And that will. Oh, and my bonus action, I will bring my echo back. Let's see. Oh, whoops. Which will be right here.
And Zerion, where he is, can see that the king has flipped the lever and the rock has moved away from the wall, exposing a floor hole, a secret tunnel.
Yes.
Secret tunnel.
Yes.
Secret tunnel.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope. That will end my turn.
All right. Why did it skip? Oh.
Oh, when do I? Oh, wait, never mind. That's only once. Never mind. I'm good. Go ahead.
Lizard folks are gonna go. Falvin, you're gonna get surrounded by these 2 lizard folks, so they'll get a +2 to their attack.
Bring it.
So they're going to. They're gonna heavy club multi-attack at you. It's a 12 for the first attack.
My ethereal arm is just
14.
like launching a shield around, blocking all their attacks.
So 14. This one's a 25.
Oh, a 25.
Okay, so I think only the 25 gets through, doing 7 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna let that happen. I'm saving Uncanny Dodge for Assassin.
Sure. And then the lizard folk in the room here is going to run up and attack the Echo. Right, blocked by wall. Oh, because I have some of the wrong person targeted.
Did he move from right here?
Yeah. Oh, yep. So
He moved more than 5 feet.
Yep.
So in the square right before that, he'll take an
opportunity.
opportunity attack. Oh, sorry. Let me reselect. Select shade, not target shade. There we go. Okay, fine. Let me. It doesn't like. It's doing too much thinking on its own. I don't know if this will calculate properly, but that's the.
Yeah, that hits him for 10 slashing, and he's dead and also immobile.
That's why he doesn't move.
So the Lizard King has Zerion, perched on this rock right in front of him, and Zerion had said basically like stop, or like what did he said?
Something like that. I mean, he just came there just like don't move type of thing.
Right. The Lizard King says to Zerion in Draconic, so young, so fresh from the shell, and yet the Dragonlords already have you doing their bidding, you poor creature. And he's going to try crawling through the floor hole. So if Zerion wants to make an opportunity attack or grapple, he can try to do that.
Yes, he would love to. He would love to.
Does Muddled
Hey, can I do a
Thoughts-
grapple? That's a.
Yeah.
Muddle thoughts,
They just-
abilities, saving throws, and attacks was what was
Okay,
communicated
cool.
before.
So it's a negative
Negative
D6.
6.
So grapple would be the
Athletics. Your
athletics.
versus his either athletics or acrobatics, which I think the king is probably going to use athletics.
Yeah. As will Zerion. Let's see. It's normal. Ouch.
Well, let's see what he rolls. So raw 19 minus 18. So the king does shrug off the grapple and moves into the wall. And Figueros and I think should be on your turn, but
Yeah,
we
I
have
think
it
that
the way
makes
it is.
sense.
So if you want to have Figueros go now, that's fine.
I think I would like Agaros to go now. Before the assassin tries to turn invisible or something like that. So Gageros is gonna rocket back up out of the lava, and now like glowing red hot and dripping lava, he's just going to lunge for the assassin again.
Cool. I'm gonna give you an extra D10 of fire damage to whatever attack you or whatever physical attack you do. So how often are you coated in lava?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Not often.
So let's see. All right, yeah, he's just going to do the bite attack. I'm not sure how to activate it from the character sheet, particularly with my computer chugging.
Okay.
So-
I went ahead and had him roll it. It's an 18 to hit, which hits, doing a base 10 piercing damage, and if you want to roll a D10 for extra fire damage.
Would he also have the laser stuff going?
Oh,
Is that already connected in?
With the I don't think it is.
I think we ruled that it was basically moot, but it just made it magical damage and force damage instead of piercing or whatever.
Right. Okay. So we'll say it's 12. It's 12 damage. There. He is not dead, but he's very close to dead. Any movement? Anything else?
I don't. Yeah, I think Gageros is. Actually, no. He's just gonna stay right there.
Okay. He's gonna try to recharge his invisibility feature. Needs a 6. Nope, does not recharge. So he's going to disengage and start running. So that's a bonus action, disengage, and then he's going to run into the throne room. Magus.
One moment. I'm gonna see if I have line of sight on this guy.
I think if you move like right here, you will. I mean, I guess you kind of do. If it's magic missile, you have enough. Okay, describe the kill, please. You there?
Absolutely not.
I think you're muted. Magus? Magus!
His push to talk isn't pushing.
Oh, he's hopping out. Is he back?
I think his toaster might have fried.
Magus? Okay, we can retcon the killing blow. The assassin is killed by the magic missile.
Testing.
Oh yeah, there you are.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, here. Yeah, sometimes Discord just blanks out for me.
Oh, Switzerland.
So yeah, like Magus, like kind of still clutching his side, is like going to reach out as like it's like that Gageros, that was awesome, and just like almost not even paying attention to the assassin anymore, just
Yeah.
And it just like impacts the darts impact the assassin sequentially as he like falls over.
Yeah, love it. And you're more focusing on Gageros and everything. Yeah,
Yep.
And he smiles back at you. Cool. So I'm gonna say that at this point, the fight is basically, you guys can wrap it up. So Falbin, why don't you tell me how you handle the 2 remaining lizard folks, and then Shade and Diogenes tell me how, and Tim, tell me how you handle the mystic. Is anybody trying to kill the giant?
Wait. What? Shade's still trying to chase down the king.
Oh, sure. I just mean like.
So I'm ignoring the mystic right now.
Oh, you're just ignoring it. Okay, so okay, yeah, no problem. All right. So I'm gonna say that Falvin, real quick, you just tell me how you finish off these lizard folk.
Dagger to head number 1, but after Reldrissa comes up, so I get sneak attack. I'm pretty sure that's going to be an insta-dead, and then Reldrissa is going to bite the other one, and I'll bonus action attack him.
Nice.
And I think that'll do it.
Okay, cool.
And then I'm gonna move. I'm gonna jump back across the way. Why is it?
Oh, it's not your turn.
It's not your turn.
Okay, yeah, never mind.
But the mystic is just going to throw down the staff, and the bug zone ends. Delete. There we go. And they're out of combat. So Falvin, you jump back.
Well, yeah. Before I would jump across, I'd ask Shade, "Do you need help psychically?"
Yes.
Yes.
Jump across the way, and then I think that's all my movements. And then Reldrissa is gonna move 60 feet.
Right.
So.
And Theo's got to pop over to work, so Theo will catch you if you get back, and if we don't, thank you for joining.
Absolutely.
Cool. Okay, but we can run the rest of this sort of outside of typical combat, because I'm gonna just say the king is no longer a like martial threat. So you guys don't really have a martial threat, so we can sort of narrate how this is going. So I'm just gonna go ahead and end combat initiative, and we'll just do it sort of round by round. So the king has disappeared into the floor hole and gone an indeterminate distance. Shade, what are you doing to kind of pursue?
All right, so this is like kind of combat optimized, but his echo will move 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
I'll use my bonus action to swap teleport with it,
Mm-hmm.
and then I will run 70 feet down the tunnel, chasing the king. And as soon as I have enough movement and action, I'm basically going to try and tackle him to the ground.
I think
and pin
that
him.
gives you enough movement because you were like 10 feet behind his starting point, but you do overtake him. So yeah, go ahead and roll an attack to grapple.
I guess it'd just be so that an attack or just
athletics.
the athletics.
Yeah.
Let me actually select Shade so it does it right.
You got to roll well. He rolled a natural 20, so 24.
Well, let's see how this goes.
Oh, that's a 28. So the king he's flexing, he's sweaty. You're like face to face in this tunnel. He can see your form sort of illuminated, silhouetted by the light in the chamber down the tunnel, and your dark vision, you can see the king. You tower over him, though he is probably the biggest. Well, there are those brutes. Anyway, he's a big lizard folk. And he tries to swat you away, and you do wrench his arm into control, and you now have him grappled.
I like to think like as he's trying to swat me away, I grab him and my hand would have slipped off except for my claws just like catching his scales, and I use it to wrench him back and like flip him to the ground.
Sure. I love that.
You tried to escape from a tunnel fighter by jumping into a tunnel. Brilliant move.
No one faces a tiger in a tunnel.
He doesn't have a name tag that says, "Hi, I'm Shade, Tunnel Fighter."
And then behind me, Zarion is just gonna jump on his back too. Just like, so we're both just hitting him to the ground.
Yeah, I'll say that you have him totally controlled, and we'll say that we're out of combat. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And psychically, Shade would message the rest of the party. Got the king. Start like trying to drag him back to the tunnel.
As the stomping of the Cyclops giant gets quieter and quieter as it continues to run away.
In the psychic group chat, I'll ask, so do we think we're ready to summon the Titan?
Probably be like one thing, and narration-wise, I'd jump back over to the assassin corpse and see if I can take the daggers.
Yeah, absolutely. So you now have a +1, or it's a dagger of venom, which is a +1 dagger. I think it's built into the game system, so you should be able to look up and add that weapon.
Love it.
Yeah, so the bed is really a mess. And we can go over the specifics of like treasure and stuff maybe after the session, but I kind of want to focus on how we resolve the king and the Titan and stuff at this point. Mm-hmm. So you guys have the king under control. Shade, if you wanna, you can manacle him.
Yeah, I'll manacle him and kind of drag him back to the rest of the party.
I will say his thoughts are still kind of muddled. I don't know how long it lasts, but I like that of him being trying to escape. What about the mystic who survived?
I don't know. Shade would kind of just.
What did Falvin say?
They did not.
Oh, Falvin coup de grace the mystic. Okay, I mean that's fine.
I'm assuming he does this before Shade gets the king back through the tunnel. I figure it'll take a couple
I'm
minutes.
just going down the hallway and it's dead.
Okay, cool. Shade just hears like a from down the hall behind, and then Falvin catching back up.
I assume I just don't hear anything from Falvin, and
Love
Nothing
that.
to
I
see
just
here.
make assumptions. So Falvin had a good reason for it. We'll just move on.
Cool. So you guys are all back together. You have Magus. You're pretty beat up. You have the Lizard King. He's a little damaged, but otherwise healthy. There are ashes from the fire elemental on the ground, blood everywhere, and the Lizard King. He did not see the dragon disappear, but I think he's probably actually the mystic was able to tell him what happened. So he's kind of shaking his head, and he leans towards the closest dragon, I think Zerion, and just says something like, "See how they continue to use you to manipulate," and whatever, referring to the adult dragon.
I mean, Zerion has effectively no respect for this king who, effectively at the first sign of things turning not in his overwhelming favor, he ran instead of fighting. So
Sure.
Zerion's just like, you got nothing to say. It just doesn't respond.
All right, so how do you guys want to handle this?
First, I think Gageros will come back up to Magus and almost a little over almost damages Magus further by getting too close while he's still super hot from lava. And it's basically like, awesome. Are you all right? That looked like it really hurt you. I got him. And Magus will try to calm him down. It's surprisingly I have had worse, but you tackled him straight into lava. I had suspicions, but I never even told you. Tell me you knew you'd be fine. Oh no, it's fine. It kind of felt natural, actually. Isn't that cool?
Kyra chimes in. Now, I love a hot bath more than anyone, but I think you're going to be alone in that one.
And Gageros is just kind of strut a little bit, oh yeah, I'm special, sort of thing. And then Magus is like, oh well, okay, but now I think I have to take care of something else. And
kind of during this interaction, as soon as that wraps up, Zerion, noting that Magus is rather bloodied, would kind of hone in on him and rush over and cast heal, cure wounds
Cool.
on Magus.
Sweet. All right.
Just it.
Cool. I think.
Carry on.
And actually, that's 28 points of healing because of hedonism, baby.
After a few minutes, Steros kind of casually walks up and joins you, and the Lizard King hisses and growls and sort of foams at the mouth. Traitor, you traitor! And Steros is just reading a book.
Man, that really that really healed you fast.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why don't we have a cleric?
I know. Like the thing is, if I wasn't looking forward to awesome wizard stuff later, Magus would be multiclassing as a cleric of Mitros by now.
I love it.
Yeah. Okay. The king's staff. I think we're going to need that.
Yeah. I mean, Shade would have disarmed him, so whatever weapons and the staff he would have taken from him
It is
once he had him manacled and stuff.
Oh, I just dropped that out of his inventory, and now it's a item pile. What the heck?
Look at that.
That's so cool. It's a staff of thunder and lightning.
Yeah, it is.
That's really cool. Maybe Falbin, I can do. Did you already get the dagger?
I already added it.
Okay.
I got it.
That's good to know for later.
Yeah.
Okay, so you disarm him, and yeah, what are we doing?
I think I'm going to go walk over and pick up the staff, and then go over to Kyra and ask, "Can you hear her?"
Make an insight check. Yeah, dirty 20. You get a look of sort of trepidation, like she's not sure if she can say what she's thinking. I mean, because you know that she's been possessed previously, and you're probably assuming that she doesn't know if by speaking, you know, she just wants to be careful. But you can probably gather from that she thinks that the Titan can still hear her.
It's okay. I'm not trying to hide anything from her. In fact, I think now might be the time to talk.
She says, "Okay, I guess so. Yeah, I think she's still watching somewhere."
Then I'm going to motion to bring like the king, because we discussed that the staff was the key to the Titan's imprisonment, right? And that also like some kind of sacrifice would be necessary.
I don't know about a sacrifice, but like it's not so much that the like undoing the ritual needs a sacrifice. It's more appeasing this enraged Titan. So
Okay,
Kyra will, like, based on her very limited knowledge of the wants and needs that she's felt from this Titan, believes that the Titan is very angry, obviously, and wants some sort of retribution for the time that she has spent wrongly imprisoned here. And over time, that has sort of become focused on lizard folk in general, even though they are not the original reason for her capture and imprisonment. So, you know, if you wanted to, you could appeal to her anger and feed into it, which is going to be easier, or try to guide away from that, which is going to feed into that, you know, that thirst for blood less, but is going to be more difficult to convince.
Okay. In which case, one, am I able to move at all? I tried moving my token. It might just be my computer.
Yeah.
Okay. So during the course of this, I've kind of moved up to the precipice.
Sure.
Big king with us up here.
And if Kyra is with me, can I do just a real quick, like either religion or arcana or religion to make sure that I'm doing this right, like to what to do with the staff in order to undo the seal?
Yeah, I mean, Steros can definitely help you with that. So I'd say roll the religion check at advantage. Wow, it's a 29. Yeah, so let's see. Steros says that the hard part is the ritual seal is set directly above the lava surface of the, you have to be out there to do it.
Oh, if only we had a dragon that was immune to lava.
If only.
So yeah, I think I don't think I can ride Gigeros yet, but I think he can carry me.
Can he do it? Can he just perform the ritual?
That is an interesting question, because he is an intelligent creature, but he's not as well versed in magic as I am.
He is. Kyra nods and she says, like, I think that's a good idea, but I think I'll go with him.
I am still wanting to be able to talk to her before we do this, so that
Sure.
we're not just going to open the gate and then try and talk her down. So
Kyra says, I know how you can talk to her. Kind of nervously.
only if it is okay with you.
She says, I think she would have... Yes, it's for the best.
Okay.
Kyra is, she looks down and she says, my feet are kind of hot. And she unties her boots and sort of takes her boots off. And you can see the skin on her feet is like charring and crackling and glowing a bit. And she's like, her breathing starts to be a little shaky. And then she looks up at you and her eyes glow red. And the Titan speaks to you and just says to speak.
Titan, imprisoned beneath this island. I would no longer call you the Nameless One. What is your name?
Chalkia.
Real quick, just to interject here, before we started talking to them, Shade would have gagged the Lizard King, so he can't interject.
Cool. Yeah, her name is Chalkia.
Chalkia. I believe we have the means to release you. I would have it done that when it is done, that the fury and the fire and the pain of your imprisonment is your past and not what you bring into the future. that when you arise, you do not arise to the destruction of this island. You do not arise as a destroyer. You arise as an object of worship to be revered by the inhabitants of this island for generations. They who worshipped you before they even knew your name, let them continue to worship you. Let them remain.
Roll a persuasion check, please. Okay. She says, well, through Kyra, says, you've done your research, though you hardly know the depths of my suffering. Still, these lizard folk are simple, and they could not understand me for decades. They continued to misunderstand. But she is listening.
That is a failing that can be corrected. Misunderstanding is done from a distance and between walls of imprisonment. When they look upon your glowing face, they may understand better.
Another persuasion check, please. $33. Yeah. The face of Kyra, occupied by the Titan Chalkia, looks up and around and smiles a bit and just says, I have not had an opportunity to show myself in full glory. I don't know that I'm ready.
The creatures here cowered before the image of the falsehood of a dragon. Imagine how they will bow before a true Titan.
Another persuasion check. At advantage. $21. She says, I care not for dragons. Most of you are uninvited visitors to my mother's domain. But I do see myself as more impressive. Very well. I will stay.
Do I get the impression that she is not going to destroy everything as she arises?
Yeah, I think you have successfully appealed to her desire to be worshipped, and you have convinced her that killing her potential worshippers is not going to be the best course of action. So that is what you have helped convince her of.
Indeed, the dragons and my own kin were not were not invited to these lands. But I hope you understand that it is through the abilities of a dragon now that you shall be set free. And I will hand the staff over to Gigeros and send him out into the middle.
Okay. Through Kyra, the voice says, you will come too. You who has sought me out, has attempted to know my plight, and has promised hope for a future. Have faith.
Magus is gonna take a deep breath and follow.
Kyra ensures that you are holding the staff, and as you step from the edge and drop down, your feet do not burn.
Okay.
That fungal infection is knocked out, though. Gone.
Oh yeah.
What?
That foot, that foot fungus you had, totally gone.
Oh yeah. I just been using prestidigitation to hide it for years now.
Nice.
Magus is kind of under his breath saying okay, hoping this doesn't end once the staff is gone. And I'll go out to the middle, and I assume Kyra and /Kalkia is coming too.
Yep. And she just walks on top of the lava, just like you.
And Gigeros?
And Gigeros, yeah. Gigeros comes too. There. So
I assume he's ready to grab Magus and fly away if anything starts going crazy.
And I kind of thought have one hand on holding the staff and the other hand is on Gigeros' shoulder.
Sure. You are treading lightly. So the three of you move out to the center of the lava, and you have the staff with you, and Kyra, still possessed by Chalkia, sort of positions you in place and guides your hands holding the staff to a point on the bubbling magma, and the staff makes contact and begins to channel magic through the lightning of the tip of the staff, and Steros Steros has taught you the words necessary. I don't have the words, but they are in what language would that be? Let's say it's in.
Magus does know Primordial.
Let's say it's Primordial, yeah. And we'll say that Steros, he doesn't speak Primordial, but he knows the ritual in Primordial. And so he teaches it to you. You pick it up quickly because you speak it. And you hold the staff and begin to speak the ritual.
And before I do, just real quickly, while we're out here, I will look to Chalkia and say, be kind to she whose body you inhabit. It is through her bravery that we were able to speak at all and to find you.
There is a pause, and she says, I will not forget her cooperation, but you should be wary. This one has stolen from me, and it is a theft I will one day reclaim.
Then we will speak again on that day.
And the presence leaves Kyra. she hops on top of Gagaros. Oh gosh. And you start the ritual. Lightning begins to sort of like static begin to build around the staff, and a cloud is building above the caldera. You look up as if you're in like a nuclear cooling tower, looking straight up, and lightning begins to strike, hitting the staff and channeling down through the staff and then into the surface of the magma. And as the lightning enters the magma, you can see it illuminate a ritual circle in the surface of the magma. Each time the lightning strikes, it floods into this complicated pattern of runes. And after 3 strikes, stronger and stronger and stronger, the runes fade and melt into the magma, and you can feel the ground beneath you start to rumble, and you hear a voice from deep below say, "I would not stay if I were you."
Okay, let's go.
So the ritual is complete. The staff shatters and is destroyed.
I like to picture that because Magus is wearing the Helm of Estor, which grants resistance to lightning damage, and also because of his heritage, that the lightning strikes like conduct mainly through the staff, but also like vaguely illuminate him with a kind of like Saint Elmo's fire effect.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, totally.
And then like booking it back to the ledge, whether he has to. Well, it's Gagaros is carrying Kyra at this point, and just like getting out of there.
Yep. So all of you hear this voice say, "I would not stay," and then you see the magma begin to bubble, and those close enough can see the level is beginning to rise.
Oh, let's hoof it.
Yep.
Cool. So I'm gonna say that the quickest route out is up and around the right. These mystics are gone. But there is still treasure behind in the King's Chamber.
I thought we grabbed all the treasure before we did this. Or
Did you? I mean, I remember saying there was treasure, but you got the king and brought him out.
DM said there's treasure, and then he said we can resolve treasure later, but I want to deal with the Titan now.
Okay, so I did.
So it's a little bit of a mixy.
I did say that. That is fair. That is fair. We'll say. Okay, yeah. We'll say there's a chest, and you're able to grab it, but you're not going to be able to search like the throne room.
Yeah.
Or these other rooms, but you are able to get a chest from the king's chamber itself. Steros, kind of a little afraid, says, "Wait, no, my equipment."
how much can you
Where did the other giant leave? How did they leave?
They went out the front door.
I mean, take what you can.
He is. I'm gonna say he needs help deciding. So there is danger that he will become trapped and die if he goes back to get his stuff. But he really wants to get his stuff because he has like blueprints and tools. And
Shade will head with him and have Zerion keep an eye on the lava level to let us know when we have to leave.
Okay, gotcha.
Like just like grab the most important things.
Okay, so he rushes and with Zerion in tow back to his workshop. The rest of you, are you moving towards the secret entrance that you first came in?
I mean, nobody's over there, so we don't have to.
I think Falbin, I'm gonna try to search the throne room.
Okay, gotcha.
I want to go for that big magic missile
Oh, I
under
see.
the bed.
Okay, so we're all detouring a bit. So this is gonna get a little
I'm
hairy.
running.
I'm gonna say
I am going to be guiding Corinna and Kyra, and I think those are the only remaining people out like the fast way, because everyone else has an emergency airlift.
that is true.
Actually, I will instruct Gigeros to go help Shade and Zerion, just in case they need to airlift Steros out.
Okay, gotcha. So Steros leads you to his workshop. He rushes in. He goes to his desk first, and he grabs his blueprint binder, and then he says, "You, Shade, grab that and that on the shelf. Those are prototypes I need."
Grab. Anything I can shove in my pack, I do.
Cool. He's like looking around. God, I wish I had more time.
It's like Zerion is basically keeping track of the lava's 10 feet below the ledge. It's 5 feet below the ledge. Type of thing. It's like once it hits about 5 feet, Shade is like, it's time to go.
Gotcha.
Now. Anything we've got, we're taking. Anything else stays.
Okay.
Gigeros is like just down standing on the lava beneath Zerion and just kind of like rising up on an
Riding it up.
elevator, looking at him.
That's good. Yeah.
Look
so,
at what I can do. Look at what I can do.
Gigeros, he's like standing on the lava, and he looks down, and no, you can't really see very deep into lava, can you? That's
Nope.
hard. Nope. But it feels like the lava is sort of bubbling in a spot directly under you. Like the level is not totally uniform. It's being pushed up in the center. And Steros follows Shade, and you guys are rushing out the front door, and as fast as you can go. And then, Falcon,
I
you said you were
assume this
searching...
spot is like kind of the highest point, so we can pause there to wait for everybody to.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, for
Is
sure.
that reasonable?
For sure. But then it does go down and out, so you still will need to be getting away from the
Yeah,
volcano.
we got to get out of those. Right.
Falcon, you said you were searching the throne room.
Yes. And that's
this room,
this
or-
room here,
That's going to be this
or is that
far
over here?
room. Yeah.
Yeah.
This
So
is just
using the feather, I'm like jumping between like the empty spaces
Yeah.
so that I'm getting there a little faster.
Yeah, Falcon is
Um,
just leaping from across every gap. In the throne room, you find there are just sort of piles of jewels and offerings. The quickest configuration is a strong box located next to the throne. You could get more if you stayed, but that's going to be the best option to just sort of grab and go.
All right, so I grab the strong box, and then I just, to make sure, you said it dips around here. Like, how much danger is there yet to cover?
There's already lava in this lower area.
Exciting.
The bone bridge is being consumed by lava.
So how much higher is this room that was on fire? Like, is that stable?
It's the
Can I
same
jump into that
height.
room?
It's the same height, and it has burned down, so you could. It's just a flat. Oh no, it was on stilts. It was a platform building, so that is.
That's what I
collapsed.
thought.
That is gone.
Okay, so there's nothing there anymore. So let me just do one thing real quick.
You probably want to jump back to this point and then jump up.
Let him cook.
Um,
Not literally.
yeah, I'm gonna have to backtrack.
All been flambé.
Yeah, I can almost, if you do a running jump, you can do interesting things, especially with the jump
I believe
spell.
it.
But you can't get that far. Yeah, so I'm gonna plan to go back and join up.
Okay. Oh, and let's talk about the under the bed.
Yes.
Let's have Nameless, because he can grab the thing and then go ethereal and then be fine. So
Okay.
I guess he doesn't really need to do a check because he doesn't really have to escape. He can just go ethereal and be fine.
Right. I also am thinking I'm not going out the same way as everybody else. I'm going out through the escape hatch.
To
With
the
the party.
north up here?
No, through like the King's escape hatch.
Oh,
King's escape hatch.
Gotcha. You don't know where that leads, though.
I don't, but I'm
It may be
assuming
filled
it's
with
somewhere
lava.
safe.
It just leads down to his man cave with a big TV. And
Oh, that's
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine.
Leads to the heart of the Firewalker village.
You go into the tunnel and
how much time do I have?
yeah, I mean you don't know because you're in a enclosed space at this point, so you can't see the lava rising.
Okay.
Since
So
he's
I'm
not
gonna
here
look
to
for a
speak,
way to close the door from the other side.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. I think that's doable. You could have Nameless do that and then go ethereal.
Oh, I guess I could have him close it from that side.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking from the side that I would be on.
Okay.
Is there a
I
way?
think it makes sense that there's a way to close it behind you. Wouldn't be much of a secret.
Those are Skyrim rules.
Those are Skyrim rules. Cool. So you enter the tunnel and you close it behind you, and after.
Oh, wait. I'm
Yeah.
gonna try and get as much of the treasure that's in there on the
Oh.
other side of that door.
Okay, I see. So, so there's piles and piles, and I'm gonna roll a d20, and it's gonna be just a flat roll, no modifiers, and this is gonna judge sort of how much of the overall treasure you can shovel in before you have to leave.
I mean, now that he's back, would Theo be going with Diogenes to grab treasure, take everything to the most, or would he be going with Steros to try and grab Steros's workshop?
Good question. So Theo, which one? So, real
Lava's
quick-
rising. We don't have much
Lava's
time.
rising.
Your lives are at stake. You have one choice to maybe grab some stuff before lava's consumed everything.
You can help Steros
Before you
grab
are-
some of his, like, one of his prototypes, or go with Diogenes and grab more treasure from the king's bedroom.
Now, if I went with Steros, would I just be able to grab more things from there?
Yeah,
rather
'cause,
than
like,
just a
they
prototype,
only
or
have-
we get just a prototype?
well, so I'm giving you the option. There is a prototype there that will not be grabbed unless you help.
Shade already went with Steros to grab as much as we could, but we were only able to grab a few things in the time we had.
Prototype it, absolutely.
Okay, cool. We'll disclose what that is later. So Diogenes, you're shoveling. You get about half of the available treasure into the tunnel, and then you're able to close the secret door behind you. And after like a minute, you can feel the rock warming, and you need to start moving. So we'll say you got some sort of big rug or blanket, and you and Nameless are like pulling this pile of treasure through the tunnel. Because eventually it's going to get hot in there. So the rest of you make it out towards the northern entrance, and you know that Diogenes is going a different way, and continue to egress from the mountain. Diogenes, you snake and climb through the walls of the caldera until you reach you see daylight around a corner, and you round the corner, and you are at the lip of the volcano, like at the top. There is a sort of like a cave entrance that opens up as like an observation point where you can see down into the caldera. You can also go down the outside of the volcano. You're sort of at the precipice.
real quick,
Okay.
since I imagine it might affect some things a little bit. Since we didn't really talk about it, Shade isn't just going to leave the Lizard King to die.
Oh.
So he will unmanacle him and point to the lava, because he just watched this whole ritual thing happen. Right. Point to the lava and say, "You're gonna need to decide real quick whether you prefer Sidon or her," and just leave him.
Okay. Oh wow. Roll intimidation at advantage.
Oh, let me select just Shade.
$17. Okay. He growls but shakes his head, and he knows you're right. He knows he doesn't have really a clear escape from this island, and if he's here, it's probably best he do the smart thing. So he's gonna run for one of the exits, but you're letting him go. So yeah. We'll say he runs for the exit that Falbin is not running towards. All right. So,
smart man.
So you guys all make it to your respective exits. Diogenes, it's going to be a bit of a climb down, but you can see off in the distance the fire lizards' village, like their actual village, probably about 2 miles away.
Okay. That doesn't seem like something I want to approach by myself.
No, yeah, and you know the direction to go. I'm just saying, this is what you can see. It's just
Okay.
flavor, fun.
So the rest of the party went out the northern entrance, or the
Yep. Some of you went out the
eastern
northern secret entrance, and then I think those of you with Steros went out the primary entrance.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Then I'll stick over there. I was following Fulton.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll say that you guys have escaped the volcano threat, and that's too. Yeah. So you are outside the volcano now, and you still have the psychic link up, right?
It's on the edge now of whether or not it'll still be up, particularly after the time that the ritual took.
I think we'll say that it's not up anymore.
All right.
So you guys don't know where Theagenes ended up.
I imagine as soon as we don't know where he ended up, we would have like dragons circling trying to find him.
Yeah.
I mean, since we all went out like different entrances, I imagine it'll be like dragons up, like circling to find each other.
After a few minutes, the dragons return, and they're like, yeah, okay, so-and-so's out here. Theagenes is way up there, but he's making his way down. And so you guys are able to regroup. Lava does start sort of slowly pouring out the steps of the front entrance to the caldera, and so you do need to sort of move away from that.
The whole time we'd be moving towards high ground or safe ground that's not going to be in the direction of at least a foreseeable lava flow.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like this is going to be a full eruption of the volcano. It is just swelling and basically engulfing all the remaining platforms and remnants of Chalkia's imprisonment.
I'm going to use the sending stone back to the ship to tell the helmsman, like, the volcano is going to be active. It shouldn't be problematic, but could you potentially send someone to the if you know the way to the? Actually, could you send the Keladone to our location, please?
Sure. Yeah. They reply in the affirmative, and they say the Keladone's on its way.
And I am basically intending I want to send the message to the either through the Caledon itself or through Kyra running or through people on the ship moving. I want to tell the Bisk's tribe to be to be paying attention for the birth of their god, basically.
Okay. Yeah. There's excitement in the response for sure. I mean, this is something that the tribes have sort of been hoping for, and they haven't really been able to be a part of the true worship since the Firewalkers took over. So, yeah, there's definitely excitement. You guys do eventually all get back together in a safe area. Kyra is like visibly tired, but seems, pleased to be out of there. Corinna is just sort of like high-fiving you guys and just saying how awesome that was.
Yeah, how was your first mission as a Dragonlord?
Man, it was great. It was I think I did pretty good.
Yeah.
You were awesome. Those arrows were amazing.
I'm just trying to be, worthy of being here. So, man, I am hungry though. I don't know about you guys.
Some chocolate milk would really hit the spot right now.
Celebratory chocolate milk.
Maybe when we get back to the ship.
Yeah.
Or the village. We do have to retrieve Aesop at some point.
Oh, right.
Yeah, well, it should be on our way back.
Yeah. So there is, as far as open threads, there is still the dinosaur. If you guys are wanting to hunt that is still, in the jungle somewhere. And then
This was, just to be clear, I want to make sure that I'm piecing all this back together correctly in my head. This is the Tyrannosaurus Rex that almost killed me, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so
With legendary actions.
So yeah, I'm ready to go murder his ass.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we rushed through the night, early day to get here, so we're almost exhausted.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we need a long rest
Probably
real
wouldn't be
soon.
a bad idea to make camp just here and then.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. So we'll do that. I mean, we're not gonna have. We next time we can do a little T-Rex hunting, but we can do some sort of wrapping up, campsite stuff. There are definitely clear level spots near the volcano. If you want to try to go somewhere a little more hidden, you can.
A little more hidden would probably be nice.
Yeah.
We just upset an island's religion, and I can't fit all of us in the dome.
If you guys want to go back to the cave, that is also fine. I know it's sort of a march, but we can just.
I mean, that puts us in pretty good proximity to the dinosaur anyways.
Yep, it does.
And it's kind of a known location. If we have the daylight time to do it, that's what Shade would push for, because we know it's defensible, we know it's secluded.
You guys got here very early in the morning, so it's we'll say it's mid-morning now. It's like 10 o'clock, so you guys can get back to the cave by late afternoon. Seem like that's probably agreed upon by everybody. So yeah, you guys know the way back. And Steros follows, and you make your way through the jungle back to the cave where you found the crystal egg housing imprisoning Reldrissa, Falvin's dragon. Reldrissa, before you get too close, Reldrissa asks Falvin if you guys can rest outside the cave. Or not all of you, but just like her and Falvin.
Can put up the dome outside the cave so that she doesn't have to go in, and it would still secure the entrance.
Yeah, she agrees to that.
It would mean that Magus and Gageros would be in there as well, and not just her and Falvin.
Sure. All right, that sounds good. Okay, so you guys begin setting up camp at the cave, and Steros starts sort of talking with Theo, noting Theo's gadgetry, and inquiring about some of that and sharing some of his work. And is there any conversation, any sort of wrap up stuff you guys want to partake in?
I would like to know more about the prototype thing that I got and the things that Steros works on.
I bet you would. I think I need to think about that a little more.
Okay.
We'll say it's a very exciting conversation, and if you want to have a hand in what it is, that's totally cool. We can talk about that after. I don't want to decide on something lame just for the sake of time, So, but it's neat, and you understand why Steros wanted to grab it.
I'm gonna ask Magus whether he thinks this giant wand could be mounted on the front of the ship.
I mean,
I'll cast Identify on it.
Sure. I don't know if there is like a staff of magic missile. I think there is. I think what I want it to be is just basically a wand of magic missile that has bigger damage die and a longer range. I guess magic missile, does that have a range? I think it does.
120 feet.
Yeah, so maybe something that's like double that range and does higher damage, but is a two-handed weapon.
So it's not magic ballista.
No, it's like a rifle. It's like he has like a shotgun under his bed, basically.
Yeah, I imagine we could give that to like one of the scouts on the Ultros, like up in the crow's nest or something.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a ballista.
They'll still be.
I was imagining it was like giant.
Oh no! I mean, so the king had used his like giant size ability earlier, but he's just he's just a lizard guy.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have that. We can nail down what that is later. Magus, I think you'd notice, or you guys would notice that Kyra's tired, but she also she's being a little reclusive. Sort of maintaining a little space from you guys.
Yeah, I'll go over and talk to her.
Yeah, she says, "Hi. Long day at the Long Day Factory."
Very much so. How are you feeling?
I think we did good work. I think I'm proud of all of you. I feel a bit out of sorts.
Well, know that we do care about you. And when you feel like talking more, if there's more you want to talk about, you can.
Yeah, with your passive insight, you can see that like she is ready to talk. She just needs a little encouragement.
I know that the Dragonlords came here before. I know that you had involvement more than what you've discussed back in the war. Is it something that is related to that?
No. I just the whole, I don't know. Chalkia said some things.
She did. Were you aware of what she said?
I don't know that there's anything I could say that would make it seem like I wasn't. Yes, I'm aware.
Does it bother you that people tell me not to trust you?
No, I worry if they're right.
Ah. Why?
Well, I mean, I haven't had anything like this, like what we all have together. It's been a long time. You've met my family, and I wouldn't say we're like peas in a pod. We sort of get on each other's nerves. But this is the closest that I've felt to like a real company of friends in a long time. And I think I don't know, I'm afraid that the shoe will drop, so to speak, and I'll lose it. And I know there are things about my history that you don't know. I don't. And I appreciate your trust, but I just worry how far that trust will go.
Well, I know that I put limited stock in the words of people like Boreas or Chalkia or Estor when they tell me to be wary of you. But I also do know that there are things you haven't told me. If you are afraid of when the other shoe might drop, maybe it's best if you're the one to drop it.
Make a persuasion check at advantage. $29.
Please, you'd think I'd roll low on persuasion.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just you make good points. She says, whether or not you should trust me, I think is subjective, but Boreas, Estor, Chalkia, they're not liars. They may have their reasons for disliking me, but They speak true things about me, Magus. And I don't want you to live in denial of what is probably important for you to know. I am a thief. And Chalkia has right to resent me for that. And this is me being completely honest with you. There are things about what they say about me that not I, not them, not, I believe, anyone in Thelia can say.
Could you clarify that?
Yes, I am bound, and so are they. There are things about me that I just cannot tell you, not for lack of want.
Ah, I see. Was this a part of the Oath of Peace?
That much I can say. Yes, it was.
I see.
So, I hope that helps. I know that isn't much to go on, but I just know that if I don't at least say that, and you believe me, that I feel that my hiding this would eventually drive a wedge between all of us, and I just want you to know it's not because I don't want to tell you.
But in 3 months you can.
Less than 3 months.
That will be an interesting time for many reasons then.
Yep. Yep, it will. Thank you for always listening and trusting when you probably shouldn't.
I am going to hug her.
Yeah, she hugs you back. And where are you guys?
We're probably in the dome at the mouth of the cave at this point.
Okay. And so Reldrissa is there, and who else is in the dome? Probably Falbin.
And probably Gageros.
So Magus, roll an insight check. At disadvantage.
Yep.
Okay. She pulls away from the hug, the hug ends, and she looks at you for a split second, and then just says, "All right, well, I haven't made a fire of my own volition in a while, so I'm gonna go help with that. Thank you again."
I will message her. And I will say, I have known from the start that you were the goddess of trickery and fun and deception. From the start.
Kyra will remember that. Yeah. Okay. Anything else you guys are doing? Shade and Steros and Theo and Falvin, Theagenes.
Oh, I'm just gonna tease Magus for wishing he was a Kalash bar.
Shut
I
up.
can do that without a.
Who needs magic?
Normally, I can tell exactly what women are thinking.
If there's not anything else, I think the last thing I want to do is you guys take your long rest, and after the long rest, Theagenes, you go to do your divination.
Yes, I did.
It is different this time. This time, instead of the abstract visuals being kind of disturbing as they usually are, in this case, you are. Dude, Falvin, thank you so much. Crikey. We'll see you next time.
Yep. I'll catch you guys later.
Oh!
What is that?
That's my divination roll.
Oh my god. So you have a crit. I love this. I love this. So you sit down and you summon your arcane eye, and are you still using your arcane eye for your divination?
Yep.
Okay. So your perception awakens through the arcane eye, and you see yourself. And instead of the cave that you knew, the cave you see, you are sitting on a sort of a rocky spot where a lazy stream sort of parts around you and moves past. So there's the sound of slowly moving water. You hear, I guess I can make that sound actually. You hear a crystal singing bowl, and there's lit incense sticks, and the incense smoke swirls and sort of lazily drifts up. And you're sitting on a lavish rug, which you notice has holes and slashes and burn marks all over it, but it's been, placed nicely on the ground under you. And you hear a voice, and it's a voice that you've heard before, and it whispers lowly and gently, and it is Versi, the Oracle. And she says, beware. Soon you will go to a place where even the fates themselves cannot see. Through a field of flowers, their vision and my vision ceases.
Mm-hmm.
And she sits sort of awaiting a response. I think if you want, you can reply.
What is the reason for this warning?
It is for your edification. They would never admit to there being a place they cannot see.
I never knew such a place existed. There are limits to their power?
They do all they can to make sure that is known about them. But I want you to know it is not true.
Thank you.
but beware.
I had thought them. Oh, I was just gonna say I had thought them inescapable.
Beware of that which would escape the fate. And the incense begins to fill the room and cloud your vision, and your vision fades.
Mufasa, don't go.
Father, remember. Oh, Lion King's so good. Okay, well, I think that's where we will end our session. So, thank you guys for joining. Is there anything that you guys enjoyed? Anything that was your favorite?
I mean, I gotta say, like, I'll dominate for inspiration. Magus and the Gageros tackling the assassin into the lava.
That was cool.
That was awesome.
That was very cool.
And then Nameless stashing the AK-47 on back under the bed.
The
like that
Arcade
was
47.
Yeah, Arcade 47.
I like that too. I like that too. Because he definitely was gonna grab it, so I thought that was smart. I would have done some damage. Oh man. Cool.
Rue blasting the bed back through the doorway.
Yeah.
When that first happened, really, I was thinking through, like, can I do anything to put it loose? No. Okay, is it going to be a strength test between all our guys? It's like, oh wait, no, Rue got it. It's repulsing.
Right.
Cool.
That's that. Yeah, I like that a lot. Is it? Oh, the Odyssey. Oh man. Yeah, that was great. The dealing with Chalkia I thought was really good. I was trying to leave that sort of open for there being a lot of potential outcomes to that, depending on how you entreated with her, but you guys did a really good job. Having made that alliance with Steros previously sort of really helped get you there.
I was really expecting we were going to have to throw the king in.
Same.
Yeah, and I think
I was surprised that she didn't even be like, well, at least he has to die.
I was also kind of like, that's been the thing I think I've been thinking about most over the last couple weeks, is like, what is going to be her minimum necessary amount of carnage? But I think you guys, like, appealing to her desire to be worshipped, leaving the king alive is sort of a catalyst for accelerating that worship. Like, he is, he can basically direct his entire people to worshiping Chalkia, even though a lot of them would probably do it regardless. He is a tool, he's a tool, and he's no threat to her. So
the one thing I think we probably missed out on is we didn't plant any seeds of, like, the green lizard folk are the first ones who really wanted to help you.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. Listen, I got a lot going on.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it made, like, how it flowed made perfect sense. I just wish we'd been able to have, like, the guards, like the guys who came with us, like, helping, so she could see them helping. Like,
that's true.
But it just that's how it worked out. Like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And then the fact that Magus, after the fact, like, gave the green lizard folk a heads up, like, hey, so they can be like, book it over there.
be the first to get there and worship. Yeah.
Right, because I feel like even with the king going back to the red lizard folk, they're gonna be like, wait, what? I thought Sidon was the new hotness. Wait,
right.
What?
He has some explaining to do. Yeah, that's totally fair. So that's something we can probably find out later, like as like the next time you visit the island or something. But no, that's great. Yeah, what should we call this one?
Oh man, just trying to think. Like
Attack of the Clones.
Rising anger.
Rising Anger? That's pretty good. I like that.
that's a pretty good one.
It could just be like the Titan Wakes or something.
Yeah, that's a good utilitarian one.
Yeah.
I mean, you could go to the other route and try and be a bit of a misnomer of would be the oh, come on, why can I Lost Combat, like using the giants, the other giants words of like, I know when this is a losing combat.
Right. I know a losing battle when I hear one.
Yeah.
I don't want that to sound like it's you guys who were losing.
I know, but it would be kind of a like I said, a misnomer of like losing battle. People are like, what? I thought that they're the heroes. They win.
I like that. Cool. We'll put it down. Oh, all right. Well, cool. Let's see. Somebody roll a D3.
Three. So I gotta do the roll thing, right? It's R slash
R.
slash D3.
I like that the Odyssey is rolling. It's a 3. All right. So the sound of a losing battle. Oh wow, what is this recommended video? Michael Jackson's Billie Jean, but every instrument is a spring door stopper. That's I'm gonna have to watch that later.
Speaking of which, just yesterday I ran across on YouTube a Daft Punk Michael Jackson mix-up.
Ah, that sounds fun.
And it was actually pretty good because like they added like they wove it in really well.
Yeah.
And they did like a whole music video for the album where it's Daft Punk finding an alternate reality record where they did a collaboration record with Michael Jackson. And
Nice.
Billie Jean was one of the songs. That's what just made me think of it.
For the to-do, I need to roll up what the chest of treasure was from the king's bedroom, the strong box of treasure from the throne room, the prototype gadget of Steros's, and
I mean, we grabbed a handful of prototypes. I don't know if you already had some of them assigned, but
we'll do 2 prototypes. Yeah. And then the stats for the Arcane 47. I think that's it.
I mean, this might be a different route you're planning on going with it. But if it's like a bigger thing, more like a rifle, would you consider doing it more like a sniper rifle, where it's just one big dart instead of
that always hits,
like a flurry? Yeah, basically it's that always hits.
Why not? Yeah, I think that could be cool.
I mean, unless you'd rather have it just like spray and pray, which in that case, it's like, do you just do like 2 to 3 times the normal darts, or it's just like this everywhere?
How about the option? How about an option where it's like,
or you get a selector switch on it.
Yep, a little bonus action selector switch that changes it from a long range single target to a short range multi targets.
You could have 3. You have a bunch of like small ones, like you know, the normal number of medium ones, and then just like one big one.
So that is something I want to make sure it isn't overshadowing like Theo's gun that is basically that already.
Oh, true. That's a fair point.
So I might have it do like less damage. But the fact that it automatically hits is the benefit, you know.
You could have it be something that
I gotta run.
All right, man. Thank you for joining. We'll go ahead and wrap up the stream, but we'll see you guys in most likely 2 weeks. We'll talk about scheduling after, but thank you.